comes the, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like, here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like, here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like, here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like, here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like, here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like, here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like, here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. You ain't built for a skirt as a nigga can be. It's gonna sound like when I'm coming, like when I'm coming, like when I'm coming for ya. It's gonna sound like when I'm coming, like when I'm coming, like when I come for ya. It's gonna sound like here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, here comes the. Y'all don't really want it like that.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Betting News Network. This is the Gridiron Gang. We missed you guys last week, man. We're so excited to be back with you for Week 7 of the NFL. That is my man, Trizzy Betts. That is Vsauce. My name's Sweatpan Jesus. Stoked to have you guys here. Get you rocking and rolling. Hope you guys are enjoying the game going on in London right now. Let it keep us posted in the chat if you guys are watching that game live next to us. But lads, welcome back. Last Sunday we were all sweating bets together in the sports book. We're back on the cameras. V's very excited to be back picking Trizzy's brain. I'm sure you guys are too. How are we living? Ready to rock and roll?
Oh, yes, yeah. Sir. I'm feeling MySpace or whatever the fuck it's called, but I am ready to sit here and ask Trizzy 1,000 questions.
Yeah, drop a dub in the chat if you're feeling a little banged up this morning. I think we've all had a fun weekend. I had a fun time. Went to the Vanderbilt game yesterday, boys. It was electric stuff, and they got a dub, which was awesome. So
Vandy money line.
Vandy money line, baby. Anchor down. Got a fresh new hat, which was fun too. And yeah, went to an awesome game. So that was dope. The guys held down the fort.
Always buying hats at sporting events. It's fucking awesome.
Well, I've been a Vanderbilt fan since I was a teenager. I'm not like a hardcore fan, but like they're like the college team that I follow.
Down the street.
But, yeah, well, I didn't go to college, so like I don't have like the camaraderie thing. So like it's just the team that I followed since I was a kid. So like I was like, all right, I gotta get a hat. I'm here, and I found a dope hat, and they won. So
the thing I've realized is that going to the school doesn't really matter. The amount of fans that just ride for a certain school but have literally like no relation to that school. College ball is different. Like whether it's football, basketball, it's just different.
I hadn't been to a big football, like a college football game since maybe like 10 years. It's been a long time. And I used to go quite a lot when I was younger. And like you do I mean, we love the NFL. We're going to talk through every game with you guys. Obviously, there's a game going on right now. We're excited to get through the slate today. But tailgating at a college football game, especially the SEC, is different. Like it's definitely something that is like once in a, like you don't experience that when you go to an NFL game. NFL tailgating is dope, but it's like a completely different ball game.
Did you guys storm the field?
They did actually, because this was the first time that Vanderbilt has won as a ranked. What was the stat? So they beat LSU yesterday. That was the first time that they beat LSU in the SEC as a ranked team since 1990. So that was pretty electric to be there too. Wow, Adams has another touchdown. Holy! It's also.
I needed
good for your fantasy team.
I needed it. Yes, I needed a huge day in fantasy. I'm playing like the #1 team in the league, and I'm determined to take him down.
It's 21-0 right now. I didn't post this, but if you tuned in on any of our shows earlier this week, I did have the Rams -2.5, and I'm feeling pretty good about that so far.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you guys? I know you took the over, Triz. Did you take anything in this game, V?
No, I was hungover as fuck and woke up 30 minutes after kickoff. So.
Oh, that's how that goes. Yeah, I locked in Rams 2.5 like Thursday. I really like the Rams today.
Oh, I have BTJ. Sorry. Yeah, you're right. I have BTJ yards.
Okay. Well, hopefully the Rams don't do too much BTA so the BTJ can get the job done for you.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah. Keep us posted, chat, on how that's looking. Let us know what we've got going on. But we're going to talk through every game with you guys. We've got a huge slate today. Week 7 is back. Massive slate, lots of good games that we're going to talk about with you guys. And this is your weekly reminder. Obviously, there's only 3 of us up here. Sook is not going to be here today. We will have Chef T with us a little bit later. If you're watching this on Twitter, if you're watching this on Twitch or on YouTube, thanks for being here and kicking it with us right here on the Gridiron Gang. We go live every single Sunday before the slate. We didn't go live last Sunday because we were all kicking it together, but we'll go live the rest of the season every single Sunday to give you guys the moves. Drop a like and a subscribe on YouTube or on Twitch. Drop a sub if you're feeling so frisky as well in the Twitch chat. We'd love to see you guys and kick it with us in here every single Sunday. It feels good to be back, boys. What's going on? No, you're good, V. I think you're fine. This is your weekly reminder, though, chat, before we jump into the games. To set your fantasy lineup. Trizzy just talked about it. If you missed out on anything a little bit earlier because of this game, like V said, if you were MySpace, sorry about it. But there's still a lot of games. There's still a lot of spots left. So let's play Start or Dud to get the vibes moving and talk about a few of the matchups that look kind of tasty today. Drop in the chat what you guys are thinking. If you have any questions about your fantasy team and what you're looking at out there. Let's start off with this one, boys. Quarterback. Number 4 ranked. Just for you, Triz. Number 4 ranked quarterback today is old Drake May for the New England Patriots, traveling to Tennessee to take on the Titans. We're going to talk about this game a lot later. Last week, Drake was pretty good. Obviously, 18 of 26, 261 passing yards, 3 touchdowns. Didn't do much on the ground, but didn't really need to. He was slinging it all over the place through the air. Trizzy, bias aside, I'll let you pass it off first. You think Drake May is going to be a stud today in Tennessee?
Well, bias aside, I do think this Patriots line is very, very suspect. I do think they're a big survivor liability today. I'm sure everybody has the Patriots as their survivor pick this week, and I'm starting to get a little bit scared. So I don't know if that's going to affect Drake May's like fantasy performance. Maybe he goes off and it's like a high scoring shootout or something like that. But I am worried about my boys today.
All right, Triz, sorry. You put your bias aside. All right. I have no bias. I fucking hate the Patriots. But the 2 people I do love are Mike Vrabel and this guy right here, Iceman Drake May. This guy is the fucking truth. Not only is he one of the best graded quarterbacks, but he is the top quarterback on passes of 20+ yards. He is the best deep throwing quarterback this season. He has a great completion percentage. And Stephon Diggs is, since week 3, one of the best wide receivers in creating separation, in getting yards after the catch. And when you have weapons like that, you have a guy like Hunter Henry and a guy like Drake May, I'm all in. I know that you're suspect, Trizzy, but like the Patriots are my survivor pick, so maybe I'm talking with a little bit of bias this week. But fuck, man, Drake May is the motherfucking truth. I love this kid.
We'll talk about this game later, obviously, and I had things to say on the other side, bias aside, I guess, in a certain opinion. But I do think that Drake May is going to be a stud today. He had a great game last year against the Titans in Tennessee. That was kind of his like coming out party against the Titans. Let's go, Hobie. What's up?
Good morning.
What's up, man? So I think if you got him, you're starting him, unless you have like I don't know, Dak maybe or somebody else. Like, you're feeling pretty good about throwing Drake May out there. So I think we can all agree, stud. Maybe Trizzy's a little more hesitant purely off the not wanting to get too high on your guy, but I think he's gonna have a good day today.
No, I mean, I love May, but I am scared of the entire team today, and I don't know how that affects May. You know what I mean? Maybe he balls, like I said, it's a back and forth type of game, but if it is a slugfest and they do cover that 7, you know, I don't know what type of day he has. Maybe he turns the ball over once or twice. Or I love that kid, but I mean, he's still a sophomore. He's still not surrounded by the best offensive line. He still is kind of being rushed by decisions a little bit. It's kind of tough.
How dare you speak about Will Campbell like that? Okay,
I didn't speak about Will Campbell. I said offensive line. There's 5 offensive linemen. Will Campbell is 1.
He is the offensive line. The dude is
Mike Owenu, who's been playing great for us. But then there's 3 other offensive linemen that are they gotta still gaping holes.
Yeah, that's the thing about offensive line, man. You can have 2 studs, but if you got 3 guys that are pretty bad, then it doesn't really matter, unfortunately.
Jeffrey Simmons on the other side. That dude's scary.
Yeah, we'll talk about this game. It's going to be fun to discuss. Pick your guys' brain on this one. I got some things to say too, but we'll get there. So let's move to the running backs. Sticking in the same game for both the wide receiver and the running back position for Stutter. Javonte Williams, the number 7 ranked running back on ESPN this week, kind of a guy who you probably didn't draft or you maybe snagged off waivers to start the season. And he's been really good for the Cowboys this year, taking on the Commanders in that game. It's going to be a fun one to talk about, that high total in that one. Nice season so far. However, last week against the Carolina Panthers, absolute dud. Did not have a very good performance, but maybe he gets a bounce back performance against the Manders. Vsauce, you starting Javonte if you got him? You think he's going to be a stud this week?
Oh yeah, absolutely. This guy has been he is his value with the contract that he just signed. What he's doing for the Cowboys this year, absolutely fantastic. I think that this Cowboys offense honestly is probably one of the best offenses in football. And then just that alone, being the running back in that offense, you got to start him. But on top of that, Javonte is the guy that has been like picking up yards after contact, putting the ball in the end zone, and he's very heavily in this passing attack, which is why I like it a lot. And we've seen Schottenheimer. He said it. He's like, Javonte's earned the bell cow title. That's exactly what he's going to be for us. So, yeah, stud.
Yeah, he's probably going to – I think I like him to score a touchdown too. I think it's maybe a little bit juiced. But that should be a fun game to talk about a little bit later to see kind of the different sides of that. Obviously, there's some injuries on both sides worth discussing. But, Triz, what do you think? Do you think he's going to be a stud today?
Yeah, I think he'll be a stud. You got CeeDee Lamb coming back. I'm sure everybody's all over the passing props, even on Pickens as well. This, to me, divisional game seems like, maybe the Cowboys try to keep the ball on the ground a little bit. And Javonte has one of those big games like we saw he had in, I think it was the first game of the season where he scored 2 touchdowns. To me, today seems like a 2-touchdown day for a couple of different guys, but Javonte being one of them.
Yeah, I like Javonte too. I think he's going to have a good game today. And as you just mentioned, you lobbed a softball. Let's go straight to the stutter dud in the wide receiver department. The return of CeeDee Lamb. 3 weeks he's been out for the ankle sprain, 100% healthy today. Apparently he could have played last week, but they wanted to make 100% sure that he'd be back, and he is back today. And ESPN thinks he's going to be the number 3 ranked wide receiver this week, boys, taking on the Commanders. I'll lead us off. I think he's going to be a stud. I know it's first game back, but he is 100% healthy. And if you guys paid attention to the first start of the season, he was absolutely torching. I'm going to talk about this game. I did bet on CD today as well. If you have him, you're starting him. No doubt about it. I think he's going to have a big game today. Welcome back to CD into this lineup. Don't think it's going to affect Pickens too much, even though Pickens has been spectacular. But I think we're going to see him get double-digit targets once again. And I think CD's going to be CD today. So I like him to be a stud. I think he's going to have a good game today. What do you guys think? He got kind of high on CD today?
Yeah, 23 targets in 2 weeks with the first 2 games before he got hurt. He has been absolutely fantastic. And if there's one thing we know about Dak is that he's not afraid to funnel the ball to his wide receiver 1. So I love CD. I also love Pickens today, but I think CD's like very much in position for a big day.
It's interesting. You got 2 situations with a guy coming back from an injury in CD, and then you got a guy coming back from suspension in Rashee Rice. And both of them seem 100% healthy. Different reasons, obviously, for coming back into the fold. But it's always hard to take a player that you haven't seen play in a couple weeks, month. If for Rashee, we haven't seen him play in like almost a year. But I'm okay in certain situations, like purely off the line and like just taking the line, because if CD was getting 100 yards easy to start the season before, and we're getting his line at 73, 74 and a half. Same with Rashid. I know we're going to talk about that when we get to that game. That one's maybe a tiny bit more suspect, but nothing wrong with kind of rolling with a guy, even if you don't get over the line, because the target share and the potential is there for sure. The boom or bust capability, and I think the boom side is a little bit higher. So, any thoughts on CD, Triz, before we kind of tap it off and get into it?
Yeah, Vsauce almost leaving everything he drank last night all over his mic.
Absolutely. Yeah, at least you get the mute button the second time.
Yeah, for sure. I never like really taking a guy in his return game. That's my personal opinion there. I just feel like that's when most people are going to bet him. He's been out for so long. People think he's going to come back and make a splash. But I mean, Pickens has kind of dominated this offense, and I'm sure with CD back, he's not going to get the number one matchup anymore. I'm sure Dak still has that exact same trust in him. So I don't trust CD today. That's what to me, that game, I mean, there's a really high total in that game. I almost took the under, but how high it is kind of scared me away from it. And it's a divisional game. I feel like I forgot what the stat was. I think Shaggy said it either yesterday or last week or something. Divisional unders this year have been kind of crushing it. And we just saw one go over on Thursday. So, you know what I mean? This seems like a big rushing game to me. And I mean, maybe that affects CD. Maybe they just hit a few big plays and go up big or something like that. I don't, like I said, I don't feel comfortable taking a guy on his return game. That's probably when the most tickets are coming in on him. Sure.
We'll talk about that game. I got some thoughts on that one. I almost wanted to back the Cowboys, but we'll get there in a little bit. That is a late window game. All right, there you go. There's your fantasy lineup, stud or dud. Go set your lineups if you haven't already. This is your weekly reminder to get after it. I know you guys are in a lot of leagues, so don't forget to leave some empty slots out there and try to win your fantasy lineup this week. Drop a question if you have them in the chat. Let us know. We got about 3,000 of you guys watching us right now. Thanks for tuning in and hanging out with us right here on the Betting News Network. All right, boys, let's get to it. Let's go game by game with you guys. And as I said, chat, drop your questions, drop your favorite plays as we go into each individual game. We'll try to answer some questions if you guys have them as we jump into each game. Let's start off with this Vikings taking on the Eagles. I'm really excited about this game. Lots of different angles to discuss here. Carson Wentz will be getting the start for the Minnesota Vikings, as J.J. McCarthy is not set to return yet this week so far. +1 pretty much across the market, 1.5 in some places, as the Eagles are looking to bounce back after that really bad performance against the Giants on Thursday Night Football last week when we were in Chicago. Over-under set at 43.5, 44 flat some places as well at our friends at Bet Online. As I said, Wentz getting the start once again. Eagles looking to bounce back. The old situation too with Carson. I know Carson's played a bunch of other places at this point too, but this is a team that he played for many years, almost won an MVP for this team, did win a Super Bowl with this team, even though he wasn't the quarterback that season. So he's probably going to come in with a little extra juice today, I would imagine. What do you guys think from just a side or a total perspective before we jump into some props? Goats are muted.
Goats are muted, as
how
always.
How sick are these graphics and how bad am I at unmuting myself? My God.
Yeah.
Muted.
This is terrible. I'm sorry. But I just wanted to say okay. I love these on the bottom right here. This is it gets me going. It gets me going.
It gets the people moving.
And then just to lead Trizzy into this, Trizzy, what the fuck is this line?
Bro, you want to hear something even worse? The Eagles are one of the most bet spread teams this week for tickets and handle.
And how is the spread still sitting at -1?
Don't know. It's gross. Stinks. Do we really think the Eagles lose 3 in a row?
To the Vikings?
How many seasons in a row has it been since they lost 3 in a row? Because it's got to be, we must be up over 5-6 at least.
I think I want to say there was like 2 seasons ago. Because you guys remember when Sirianni was like in hot water? Like there was a time when they were like kind of struggling and then they ended up getting it together. I don't remember, maybe 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago.
Yeah, maybe. You're right, but actually. I do remember that.
You know what I'm talking about? I don't know if they won or lost consecutive games, like losing streak type of stuff, but they weren't playing very well. And I mean, we've kind of seen that over the last few weeks from this team. They have not been performing very well. They got dog walked. I mean, they got beat pretty bad by the Giants on Thursday Night Football. And I mean, you got to bounce back after that type of performance in this spot. I don't know if they do, boys. I kind of like the Vikings today.
Exactly. Like we're talking
I
about
do
Carson
too.
Wentz and his revenge narrative, but another guy, Isaiah Rodgers. He just won a Super Bowl with this team. Then he went and now he's playing for the Vikings. He's also playing one of like his best seasons so far. He had that perfect graded game the other week against, I think it was I can't remember who it was against, but like he's gonna be really good. He's also gonna be shadowing AJ Brown for most of today's game, I'm pretty sure. And I think that this is one of those matchups where it's like he only played a year with Philly, right? Like it's not going to be some kind of huge revenge narrative. But I do think you win a Super Bowl with a bunch of guys, you would love to go out there and kick their ass the very next year, now being on a different team. You know what I mean?
My staff article play is in this game, and I really like this play. And I'm rolling kind of chalky, but give me Justin Jefferson over 78.5 receiving yards. I take it whatever line you can get, chat. There's 80s out there, 79.5s, whatever you find. I think he gets 100 plus again, 126 and 123 yards in back-to-back weeks. This Eagles secondary is good on paper, but they're definitely banged up. But they've been getting torched by number one wide receivers all season long, boys. Every single number one wide receiver against the Eagles has gone over their receiving prop. Every single one. I could read the list. I mean, Wan'Dale Robinson on Thursday Night Football, 84 yards. Not a household name, but he's their wide receiver one. Cortland Sutton the week before, 99 yards, went over. 101 yards for Ekbuka when he was in wide receiver one. I could continue, but it's the same. I just think JJ is going to come out and just torch once again. And I like the fact that Wentz is playing versus JJ McCarthy. That helps him out a little bit more. I just think Jefferson's going to go bananas. So I like the latter too. Take it up to 100 if you want. I do think he's live for a touchdown as well. I think he's going to be gritty and all over the place. So I like Jay Jettas, and I like what you guys are saying. I kind of lean Vikings.
I think this is one of those situations too where I don't think that the Eagles have the secondary to kind of handle this team. I also think that Quinyon Mitchell, I don't know what his status is yet, but he was questionable. He didn't practice this week, and he was their best cornerback, right, outside of Cooper DeJean. But Cooper DeJean is playing mainly in the slot. You're not going to put him outside, and I think that's a spot where Justin Jefferson and another guy in Addison can take advantage. I love Addison props today too. I think that this is going to be one of those games. Like if we're talking about a Carson Wentz revenge narrative and he's going to come in here and ball out, he's got to throw the ball to somebody. And he's got two speedy ass wide receivers. Addison is a guy that Minnesota is going to look to pay this offseason. He is a guy that they are looking to like have as a big part of this offense going into moving into the future. And I think that, he missed the majority of this season so far, but I think he's another guy that's, likely to go off today. I like his touchdown today. It's sitting pretty low at plus, I think, 220, Triz. As he only got one touchdown this year, but the plus 220 line was really kind of calling me.
Mm-hmm. I don't blame you there.
Before we move on from this game, do you guys have anybody got sides on the Vikings? Does anyone have any bets on the Vikings today?
No, I don't have the stones. I already bet a couple of gross plays today. We'll talk about them, and I don't have the stones to fade the Eagles again. It just doesn't. Sure. I don't got it, man. But I do have a question for you guys, especially about this Vikings team. Do you guys think this JJ McCarthy not playing? You think this is a soft benching, or do you think he's actually hurt? You know what I mean? Like,
I honestly I don't know. I've been thinking about this. I have been thinking about this, and it's I don't know why you would do that. What is the motive here behind this? I understand one thing, but it's really strange situation. Like, why are you so concerned with the feelings of JJ McCarthy? People get benched all the time.
I think they're trying to not. I think they probably might be, to be honest. I think that he is still their guy, and I don't think that they want to kind of shoot his confidence because they gave up Sam Darnold to commit to this dude, and Sam Darnold's obviously balling over in Seattle. So I just think that right now Carson Wentz gives them the best chance to win because this team is constructed with especially what they can do on the defensive side of the football to win football games. And like JJ McCarthy, before he got hurt, was not playing well enough to win them. He was losing them games, especially that Monday night game. So I could see it. I don't know if it's necessarily exactly the case. We'll find out next week because I think he probably could have given it a go this week, but his ankle still wasn't quite there. If this starts to kind of linger on maybe into next week and the following week, then we can start thinking maybe, they just don't want to come out and say it, but Wentz just gives them the better chance to win.
I'm thinking it's like, what if it's more of like a he wasn't ready yet type of thing, and they don't want to bench him right away because Wentz is the better quarterback right now. And like you said, McCarthy is still their guy. He just doesn't feel like he's ready. I don't know. I just feel like O'Connell's like supposed to be a quarterback guru. No, like I was kind of surprised at how JJ played to begin with. A full year to learn under, and he had a veteran quarterback in Darnold in the QB room. He's got another veteran quarterback in Wentz in the QB room. As you said, Super Bowl winning quarterback. He might have not played, but he was still on the team, still saw the process, been a professional, you know.
MVP,
I don't know.
MVP candidate that season. I just think this is one of those steals where they still have to go through the growing pains of what JJ McCarthy is. And like this team, as I said, they're in their Super Bowl window right now with all the talent they have on both sides of the football and the coaching they have. So you can't have the one side of it being you got your Super Bowl window and your defense is awesome and you got Jay Jettas and you got all these guys and then you got a quarterback that you have to put training wheels on. You can't have both, right? So you have to kind of decide which way you want to go. And it could be a situation where this kind of just limbos the whole season. So we'll find out. But yes, I do like it here. If you want to take it there, penny pension for sure. Get after it. Like I said, I'm down for the up to 100. So go for it on Jay Jettas. All right, guys, anything else on this Vikings-Eagles game before we jump to the next one?
Vikings feel like the sharp spot, but I guess Triz said you got to have some balls to take this one.
Facts. I agree with you on that. And, you know, I know Austin doesn't want to hear this, but I'm always down to fade the Eagles. But anywho, let's roll to the next game. This one's kind of nasty, too. We'll talk about this one. You guys have been talking about this in the group chat quite a bit throughout the week. Excited to hear you guys talk about it now. Jets taking on the Panthers in MetLife today. Weird line in this game. 1.5s, ones across the market. Over under is a nasty 40, 41.5, depending on where you're shopping as we look right now. I wanted literally nothing to do with this game. Chuba Hubbard is back for the Panthers. So there's the whole Chuba Hubbard, Rico Dowdle backfield thing, as Rico Dowdle has been awesome over the last 2 weeks, but Chuba Hubbard is the number one back for them. Justin Fields doesn't have Garrett Wilson to throw the football to. I got a call last night to go play wide receiver for the Jets because they don't have anybody else. Yet the line is where we're sitting at right now. Take it away, guys. What's up with this game?
So there's a couple things. This is my staff pick in this one. I know it's an ugly game. I know nobody wants to touch it, but you know who's back on the field? Jalen motherfucking Coker. This guy is a second-year wide receiver. He's 6'3", and he brings great size to a receiving room in Carolina that is now playing well above expectations. You got Ted McMillan on one side, and he is not only playing great, but he is seeing almost 24% target share in his rookie year. Now you're getting your second-year wide receiver back, and this is the guy that they had slotted to play in the slot, the Hunter Renfrow role. Not only is he more athletic, faster, bigger, and has better hands, but he's a better route runner than Hunter Renfrow. And there's something to be said about that because Hunter Renfrow is a great route runner. I think Jalen Coker at over 27.5 is a great line. I think this is going to be a game in which they have to pass the ball. I know Carolina has won back-to-back games. I know the Jets look like ass, but this line makes absolutely no fucking sense. And I know Triz is probably going to talk about it in a second, but I love Coker props today. I think he could even get in the end zone. I did tap the touchdown at plus 340. Feels kind of low for a guy who has 2 career touchdowns and is playing in his first game of the season. The Jets defense has been bad, but the only person who hasn't been, Sauce Gardner. Sauce is going to be shadowing a lot of tech this week, I think, and this Jets defense just ain't it. I think that Jalen Coker is going to have a big day. I think the Panthers offense is going to put up some points. And that brings me to my next question, Trizzy. Justin Fields at plus 135 right now to get in the end zone. What are we thinking there? Is that low or is that just indicative of who's like there is nobody to throw to?
I mean, that brings me right into my point. There's nobody to throw to. Why the hell are they 1-point underdogs to the Panthers? I don't. Yeah. With how the Panthers have been playing, they're coming off a huge win. They just beat the Cowboys in Dallas, right? And now they're flying across the country to face a winless Jets team. They don't have a win, and they're only 1-point favorites. This game screams fishy to me. This total has moved like 5 points. I'm on the over 41.5. I don't exactly have the stones to take the Jets, but I mean, I could probably be convinced very easily. I know that Panthers aren't much of a liability for sportsbooks today, which is another question to me because how the hell are people betting this Jets team. Like, I don't see how you're betting this Jets team with any sort of confidence. Wilson gets ruled out. The line doesn't budge. It actually moved in favor of the Jets. So, in every sharp bone in my body, it's screaming the Jets, but I've seen the Jets in a sharp spot twice this season, and they got blown out in both games. So it's like very hard to back the Jets here, but I almost feel like you have to. I am on the over 41.5 here. Like I said, that's a big liability for Vegas for sure. The under has over 90% of the handle. Only in Vegas is it a liability, but at the same time, that's where the real money is at. That's where I care about. So again, I'm on the over there. I'm on Mason Taylor touchdown again, chasing it second week in a row. I just
this is your
again
Mitchell from last year.
Yeah, there's nobody to throw to. There's nobody to throw to. We're talking about a guy that had 9 and 10 targets 2 weeks ago. Like, it's you got to do it. He's a rookie. He's got to be some sort of a security blanket for Fields. I think Fields is probably going to go nutty today rushing. I've seen some people on some Hall props, but I mean, Fields again isn't going to have anybody to throw to. I feel like he's just going to hit eject even more than he normally does, and he does a lot. So,
for sure. I will say to you, Triz, that Danny and Shags both have the Jets. I think Jets money line was Shags' article play. He's on the Jets. So if you needed a little extra oomph to bet this team, a winless team, to get their first dub today, this line stinks. I don't want anything to do with this game whatsoever. I understand all the things you guys are saying. I know Chat just asked about the Coker play. I think you like it at that spot too, V. Before we move on from this one, if you guys were the Panthers right now and you had what Rico Dowdle has been doing the last 2 weeks, and I mean, we're big fans of Chuba Hubbard around here too, and I mean, Chuba's great. How can you bench Rico Dowdle right now? How can you not? I mean, the Jets' rushing defense also is like 25th in the NFL, like not very good. How can you take the ball out of this guy's hands? I know they just paid Hubbard, and he is very good too. But like, I'd be trotting Rico out there, right?
You don't.
I don't think you have to. Rico Dowdle got the ball 30-something times last game. Nobody needs to get the ball 30-something times to be successful. You could split these carries 15-15, or even if they're running the ball that much. I mean, even if Dowdle touches the ball 18, 19, 20 times, Hubbard's still going to get 10 to 15 touches. Like, obviously, that's not the type of contract you gave him, but at the same time, Dowdle's probably gone after the season, right? Let's all agree. He's on a 1-year deal. Somebody's going to come and give him the bag.
I completely agree with
left with.
Yeah,
you're left with the guy you paid, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
I think Canales is handling it perfectly. He's like, we're going to play both of them. When you have, like, this is the only position in football outside of quarterback where people think about like a split backfield, and it's not an indication that somebody is bad. If you have two phenomenal players in the backfield, both of them should be on the field as much as possible. You know what I mean? Like, and I think we're seeing that in some backfields now, like not so much in Atlanta, but look at Detroit. You got Sonic and Knuckles in that backfield, and they go 1 and 2, and now they lead the NFL, like in the NFL history of touchdowns scored in the same game. 2 teammates have scored in the exact same game. I think it's a problem you want to have if you're Carolina. And like Tris said, it's a 1-year deal. So you'll have to figure it out after this year. But for now, you play both of them. And I don't want this to get forgotten about. I love what Trizzy said about Justin Fields pushing eject. I think that's a fucking sick way to say that he's scrambling. Hit the eject. I would say
that's what he definitely. Or when Chef gets here, field rushing yards to the moon, as per usual. So, good. It should be a weird one, regardless. Like, because if Hubbard and Rico Dowdle, because again, the Jets' defense is not very good at stopping the run. So if those guys go crazy like they have been doing, both of them at /Rico over the last couple of weeks, this game could just turn into a mollywhopping. But it does feel like the Jets is the right side. You guys are probably on the right side of things. All right, let's go to another one that is. I don't know what you guys think about this game, and I'm pretty stoked to hear you guys talk about it. Saints taking on the Bears. This line has moved quite a bit as well since we made the graphic to today. It is at the total, as you can see when this graphic was made 2 days ago, 46.5, and there was a 5-point spread. All the way down to 3.5 now, boys. Looking at 3.5s across the market. 3.5-point favorites are the Bears at home. 3.5-point dogs are the Saints. I'm kicking myself for not taking the 5.5 2 days ago. I really wanted to, but here we are. 44.5 is the total now too. Dropped a couple more points. I kind of like the Saints in this spot, boys. I wish I took the 5.5 a couple days ago. I do have another play in this game that I want to talk about. What do you guys think about the side in this game, though?
I think it's the Saints outright today. Like I hate that I missed the 5 like you, but I think that this is a spot where the Bears are coming off a very emotional win, right? Like they got it done. They got their revenge for last year's Hail Mary, and Caleb Williams versus Jaden Daniels is now 1-1, right? Going into the future. I think it was a big game, but if you look back at that, Caleb Williams, the numbers do not show how he played. He was not really good. He did not complete a lot of passes over 5 yards. A lot of the passes and that one touchdown pass he had to Swift was literally a 5-yard dump off that Swift broke open for the game winning, I think it was a game tying touchdown, something like that. But this is a situation in which the Bears are coming off a very emotional win. They really don't even win that game if Jaden Daniels doesn't fumble the ball in the rain there at the end. Now you're looking at a Saints team who has one win. You got a guy in Spencer Rattler who is 1-10 or 1-11 in his career, but he has been playing phenomenal football this year. You cannot tell me anything bad about Rattler because he is putting the ball in the hands of his playmakers. He is not turning the ball over, and he is getting out and scrambling for first downs when he needs to. He is third in scrambles for first downs or touchdowns, and he doesn't even have a touchdown yet this year, boys. He has been playing great football, and I think a lot of it has to do with Kellen Moore, what he brings to an offense. We saw last year what he did for the Eagles offense and how good Jalen Hurts looked. I think now with him on the off as the head coach in New Orleans, you gotta have a little bit of oomph in this game. And not just that, but boys, who was the coach for the Saints last year? It was Dennis Allen. Where's Dennis Allen now? On the sidelines of the Chicago Bears calling that defense. I think, if anything, the team is going to come out a little more pumped up, wanting to, not that there's bad blood, like you don't want to beat your old coach. Of course you do, right?
Of course.
I love the Saints in this spot. I think Olave is also due for a big day.
I said this when we were talking about this on Thursday or Friday on Any Given Wager that I really wanted to take the Saints. And I'm pissed I didn't now because the line has dropped substantially. This is a litmus test, in my opinion, on how good this Bears team is, because this is the type of game where big win, you come back home at Soldier Field against this inferior opponent, and you should win, right, after what we've seen from the Bears so far this season. But just how the Bears are the last 3 or 4 years, maybe longer than that, depending on who you're talking to, this is the type of game that they'll piss away and lose. But if they come out and win, but cover, win by a touchdown, look good, then we have to have a separate conversation about this Bears team going forward, that they might actually be a playoff caliber team. I don't think so. I think that this is a Saints spot, in my opinion, which kind of leans into my prop that I took in this game. I didn't get as good of a number as I wanted to, or I got a bad number in comparison to what the number is now, but obviously you can get a better number than I did. I like Kamara in this spot, 70.5 rushing and receiving, kind of leans into what we're talking about here with the Saints being maybe the A side of this one. The Bears are second to last in the NFL in rushing yards allowed, about 150 per game. Now, obviously, Kamara is not a bell cow back in that regard, but he's been really good for the Saints this year, a team that we all kind of thought was going to be just awful. And as we said, Bradler's been having them play solid football and been in most competitive games. 45 and 31 on the ground and the air last week for Kamara. I just think that they're going to lean on him. I think the weather's also kind of sus in Chicago today, windy, a little bit kind of rainy, kind of not, typical Chicago weather. So I love the 70.5 rushing and receiving. I think Kamara's in for a big day today. I don't hate his touchdown either. And again, I lean with the Saints. What do you think, Triz?
So I think that total was moved a little too much. Don't really understand why. Both of these teams are two teams that typically play to the over. So I think that's a little sus. I didn't end up playing it. What I did play in this game is I took Chris Olave to score a touchdown. He's so due. He's so due. It's unreal how due this man is. All I've seen on Twitter too, I've seen a lot of Rashid Shaheed love, and that number has just gone the opposite way. Chris Olave's number 250, been 250 all week, hasn't moved. Think that's a tad suspect. So I took it. I threw a half unit shot on Chris Olave. Like I said, this guy's so due. He's seeing 9-10 targets a game, and we know about this Bears defense, especially this Bears secondary. So I think it's probably a really good spot for him today. As you mentioned, the Saints they do Saint things a lot of the times.
They sure do.
They made that game with the Pats last week a little interesting for a while there, and it seems like that's what they do every day. So every Sunday. So I trust the Saints to probably hang in there, and if they do hang in there, they're going to need some guys to have a big day, and I think Olave is probably in line for that.
I love that, Triz. I love Olave. He's second in the NFL in target rate. Not only that, but he leads the Saints in red zone target share as well. He's just not getting into the end zone. The Saints have not been a good team to finish off drives, especially once they get into the red zone. And I think that's something that's going to change. The Bears rank 17th in coverage grade this year. Not just that, but they are like the worst team against the slot. And I know Olave is an outside wide receiver, but the thing is he's playing in a Kellen Moore offense. Kellen Moore is one of the most creative motherfucking offensive minds in the NFL, and that's why Olave is taking 41% of his snaps out of the slot, because he's moving him all over the fucking field. He is not going to keep him in a little bit of a box on the outside there. He's going to put him in good matchups in the slot there. He is going to find him today in the end zone, and I love the plus 250 price tag. I love the fact that it hasn't moved. And Trizzy, like you brought up Shaheed. Shaheed's odds are longer than fucking Taysom Hill. He's sitting at plus 280, but Taysom Hill's sitting at plus 2, like I think it's like plus 240,
260.
like that, 260. What the fuck is up with that? Like, it makes me not like Shaheed at all. I understand he's the big play guy. I understand maybe he's going to take some snaps in the slot, but his big play ability comes from the outside and on deep crossing routes through the middle. I think Olave is going to take big advantage today. And I think when they get into the end zone, as much as Bears fans don't want to hear it, the Saints are going to put up some points today. And I think this is exactly one of those spots where the total has moved so much that you want to take the over. And the same thing happened with, I think it was the Bengals and the Steelers, where the total moved so much, you want to sit there and take the over, because you missed the boat on the 46 and a half. And this feels like a spot where it ends up at 45. You know what I mean? It's too much of an adjustment. So I think I'm going to take the over in this one too.
They also probably missed the boat, in my opinion, on taking the Saints. I think they could probably win this game outright, but like I could see this being a 4-point game and it fall right between the numbers right now. Because again, it's you can see on the screen chat, it's 5 now. It was 5. Sorry, it was 5 earlier this week. It's 3.5 now, and that usually means bad news for those types of things. Last point on this before we move on, it is nasty, and I mean we're not the type of bettors. I mean, I'm not really, and I know you guys don't lean into this too much. Like rain and snow and shit like that does not affect my opinion of a game for the most part, unless it's like just raining like crazy the whole fucking game. Like, but rain, these are professional athletes. They can figure out some rain. Wind, though, in football is huge, like because of having, being able to throw the football, the opinions of, kicking and things like that. So when it's really windy in situations, and there's actually quite a few games today where it is very windy, that does change the math, in my opinion, for props especially, but also for totals too.
Somebody in chat did say this. Oh fuck, Owen, are you in my head? Because I actually have this in my slips. I was literally just about to say that. Mason Taylor and Colston Loveland, little 2-teamer. It's pretty fucking juicy, boys. A little 2-teamer sounds like fun.
He's on. Trizzy already talked about Taylor already. And Lollipop, stick around. We're going game by game. We're giving you all of our bets as we get to each game. So stick around, watch the show, and we'll give you all the different plays that we have. You can follow us on Twitter as well. You can also go check out all of our free content at bettingnews.com. We dropped our staff article giving you our favorite plays from all 12 of us at Betting News. It's been absolutely cooking, boys. We have not had a losing week in the staff article. We are 49 and 22, I think, on the season. 49 and 23 on the season for picks, if you want to go get involved with that article as well. But stick around. We'll be talking through every single game with you right here. Anything else on this one? Shall we move on?
Let's move on. Go Saints.
Let's moving. Yeah, go Saints, indeed. All right. I'm excited to talk about this one next. Titans taking on the Patriots. The battle of the former coach, Mike Vrabel, coming back to Nashville to take on his former team where he was the head coach and led the Titans for many seasons. Now the number 1 team in the AFC East. Vrabel and company coming to town to take on the lowly Titans, who just fired Brian Callahan. Mike McCoy, the interim head coach, will be leading the Titans today. Line is pretty firm still, sitting at 7, some 6.5s across the market, which is where this was earlier this week. 42.5 was the total, drop down to 41.5. Weather might play a factor in this one today, boys, as well, as it is actively raining outside right now as I'm in Nashville. I'm supposed to get a little better closer to kickoff, but it has been kind of nasty over the evening, but it should be fine later today. I have a play in this game, as you can imagine, being a Titans fan. I know V has a pretty strong opinion on this game too. Trizzy is a fan of the Patriots. I talked with Adam earlier this week on Any Given Wager, who's a huge Patriots fan, who he has ginormous multiple units on the Patriots minus 6.5. He also has them in Survivor. He is very confident on the Pats. I'll just get this out of the way now. Let's go dancing because I don't want V to ruin my thunder here. And not only do you guys get to listen to the Titans fan talk about this, but the data backs it up too.
This is the rhythm of my life. My life. Oh, yeah. I know you want to say it. This is the rhythm of my life. This is the rhythm of my life. This is the rhythm of my life.
If you don't want to listen to me, listen to our friends at RITHMM. Titans +7. I actually got +7.5 for a little bit of juice, but our friends at RITHMM like this is one of their favorite plays by their model today. You can get involved with rhythm.ai with our promo code VIBES25 to get 25% off their subscription. You can also enter the contest this week, every single week, to have a chance to win $1,000 on their app. But boys, as Trizzy said earlier, I just think that this is too many points. I know that Mike Vrabel and company are coming to town. I know that Mike Vrabel is going to want to come into this game, and he's going to want to handle business against his former team and put BTA. But you've got to also look at this from the Titans' perspective here. This is also an opportunity for a lot of players, Jeffrey Simmons being one of them that you mentioned earlier, to play also against Vrabel and use that emotional boost to go and beat Vrabel as well. They do not want Vrabel to come in and take care of business in a dominating fashion. I'm sure a lot of these guys are going to be playing with a separate level of emotions. You do also get the new head coach, the interim head coach boost. It doesn't technically matter from a spread perspective most of the time, or actually a side perspective, but it does actually matter, I think, with the total. I just think that this is too many points. I think the Titans are going to stick around here. Now, again, this team is terrible. Should the Patriots win by 3 touchdowns? Most likely. So if you don't want to ride this because you feel comfortable in the fact that the Patriots should come in here and absolutely dog walk the Titans, I see the side of it. But I just think that the Titans are the A side. I'm not loving that I'm betting this because I am a fan of this team and they have burned me multiple times on the spread this season. But I think that they have an opportunity to flirt and maybe even get a dub at home. So give me the Titans +7. Like I said, our friends at RITHMM also likes this play as well. You can go check them out at rhythm.com, get involved with their content, download their app. It's like paying for Netflix, and especially if you use our promo code VIBES25, you get 25% off. It's like paying even cheaper Netflix to help you make some picks every single week. I know Sauceman's about to ruin my party, but before Sauceman talks about the other side, Triz, what do you think about this game as a fan of the Patriots? Like, what's your thoughts?
I'm very sussed out, man. I'm very, very, very sussed out. I do have a play in the game, though. I took Travion Henderson over, I think it was 37.5 rushing yards. This man has touched 30 yards once this season, and they set his line 10 yards higher. I think that's very weird. Last week, it was like 27.5, jumped up 10 yards, didn't get the ball that much more. The Titans defensive line stacked with Jeffrey Simmons, as you mentioned. I believe they do have a good rushing defense. You guys are more into stats and league averages than I am, but I do believe they are up there. They have kind of had a smothering defense. They've been hanging in some games this year. So I'm on his yards on the over. Maybe this is the breakout game. Maybe this is the game they actually decide to give him the damn ball because he's the better running back. Not exactly sure. The Patriots are always pretty funny with those types of things. But yeah, I'm really scared about this spread. Like very, very scared. You mentioned Adam is the way you mentioned how Adam views this game is what makes me so scared. He's definitely not the only one. I know he is a Patriots fan, but there's a lot of people out there that don't even follow the Patriots that feel the exact same way as him. This whole survivor pick thing is like very sketchy to me. We see them getting smoked every single week. The 7 is sus because it hasn't really moved all week, and everybody's climbing in on the Pats. It actually moved this morning. Really, it went down to 6.5. It was 6.5 on a lot of books. Which again, who's betting the Titans today, man? Nobody's betting the Titans today. Well, yeah, you're a Titans fan, but I'm saying anybody, any remotely like, I don't even know, even the general betting public, sharps, blah, blah, blah. Nobody's betting the Titans today. And it moved down to 6.5. So I don't know what's going on here. Maybe you said it's a windy, nasty day in Tennessee, so maybe it's just a big old slugfest rushing game, 7-3 type of thing. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm staying far away from my Patriots today. I'm I got both fingers crossed, and I'm praying to the God I believe in that we win this game because the spread's looking very, very suspect. But
Before V talks about why he likes the pass, I'll let you sell it, because when I was on the show with Adam earlier, I wasn't planning on betting this game because I could see the Titans losing this game by 3 touchdowns because Mike Vrabel and company could come in and BTA them for sure. However, when Adam was talking, like you just said, and how confident he was as a fan of the team and the way he was talking about it and everything like that, I was like, I have to bet the other side of this now. I have to be on the other side in this situation. For everything that you just said, plus the fact of what he was saying to me live on the show, that was when I made the decision. And then I looked at the data, and RITHMM likes it too. Javondre Sweat is also returning for the Titans today, which is huge for their rushing defense. Their rushing defense has actually not been very good this season, 25th in the NFL, quite kind of gashed on the ground. But historically, last year, especially when they were bad, their rushing defense actually was pretty good. But Sweat has been out for the last 3 games. He is a huge hole plugger in the middle of that defense, and that also frees up Jeffrey Simmons even more, who has been the best defensive tackle in football this season, playing it at all pro level. So if the Patriots interior offensive line, like you mentioned, has a bad game today against 2 very good defensive tackles, probably one of the best, if not the best defensive tackle in football, that's a game changer. So that's something to watch in the trenches in this one. But I do think the Patriots should win this game. I don't feel super confident in it as a fan of the Titans. I just bet it on the other side to be on the other side of Adam specifically. But Sauceman, go ahead and talk about why you like the Pats and you like Vrabel and company to BTA.
All right, just to as chalky as it gets, Trizzy, it's not often you and me disagree on what a line looks like, whether it's sus or not. But the -7 on the road feels accurate to me, because this Patriots team is still a very young team. Drake May is in his 2nd year. Their best wide receiver is old and aging Stephon Diggs. I understand the hesitance, but the defense, I haven't seen a cornerback have the effect on a defense like Gonzo has had over the last 3 weeks since returning to the lineup. Usually you have a defensive stopper or a guy that's going to disrupt to that level on the defensive line, a Myles Garrett, for example, a TJ Watt, for example. But Gonzo has come back, and this defense looks completely different than they did through the first 3 weeks. The first 3 weeks, they got torched through the air. They weren't getting home on the pass rush. And now all of a sudden the pass rush is getting home because I think they're giving more time to the pass rush by playing better in the secondary. That's one thing. The second thing is I think Drake May is the fucking truth. Like I went on a lecture about this at the beginning of the show. And then lastly, Mike Vrabel is now with the team he won a Super Bowl with on that team sidelines. He's coming back to Tennessee, a team that let him go about 1.5 years ago and is already out on their head coach. I know that there's a lot of fired head coach narrative. I know Mike McCoy has some head coaching experience with the Chargers, but this to me feels like a game in which the Patriots are coming in with all the narrative. I understand the players in Tennessee, but these Patriots players and the way SPJ, as a fan of the Titans and as a fan of Mike Vrabel, he is a leader of men. He is going to have this Patriots team come into this game wanting to win the game for him, wanting to make a statement for this man. And I think that this Titans team, like you said, they ranked 25th in rush yards allowed. They ranked 26th in points allowed. And their pass rush has not gotten home. Outside of Jeffrey Simmons just being an absolute fucking monster, they're not getting home on opposing quarterbacks. And this pass block for the Patriots is ranked 3rd in the NFL. I think the offensive line is a lot better than a lot of people are giving them credit for. I think Drake May with time in the pocket. And then the last thing I want to talk about is Travion Henderson and our boy Ramondre Stevenson. As I literally put this in the article, Trizzy, I'm hoping you didn't read it, but I am betting on a Patriots running back to score a touchdown this week. I'm doing it. It's been 7 weeks. I'm going to do it just this week. It's Ramondre Stevenson. The reason he is on the field so much, despite all the fumble issues, is because he can block. Travion Henderson is their worst graded pass blocker on this entire offense. He has had 7 pressure opportunities where he has had an opportunity to block, 4 pressures on the QB, 3 sacks he's given up. He has a pass blocking grade of 68.8. Now you compare that to Ramondre, 98.8. It's why he's on the field. It's because he can protect their fucking quarterback. He can protect their most valuable asset. That's why he's on the field. And I think once you get down and dirty to the 3-4 yard line, you give it to the big body. So I did take his touchdown at plus 100. I'm sorry, Trizzy. If it doesn't happen this week, I promise I won't bet it again for the rest of the season. But please, McDaniels, just do us a favor, feed it to Travion, and then let Ramondre finish the drive. That's all we want. That's it.
A couple more. Yeah. I like it. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. A couple more points on this because we could probably talk about this game a lot longer, but we got a lot more games to get to. But a couple more points on this one. Not only is Vrabel coming to town as a former coach of the Titans, long 6 years, obviously lots of success with Tennessee. It kind of went sour at the end of that, but got kicked out the door before he probably wanted to leave. There's a lot of coaches on this Patriots team that were former Titans coaches. There's also a lot of players that are former Titans players that played in Tennessee. So not only is Vrabel coming to town with a little bit of extra narrative, a lot of these players and coaches are too. So he didn't probably have to do a lot to get these guys ready to go for this game. One of those guys is Harold Landry, the edge rusher for the Patriots. His sack is plus 120. Really like that bet. He was awesome for the Titans, and I think that the Titans would probably still like to have him, but they had to get some money off of him or for him. And I think that he could come into Tennessee and get Cam Ward down on the ground for plus 120 is great value. And just as Chad is mentioning too, one play I really like as well that I didn't end up taking because I don't want to have a shit ton of investment in this game, but I do like Tajay Spears quite a lot in this one. Tajay Spears is back healthy. He looked really good last week against the Raiders, even though the Titans were terrible in that game. I think 39.5 rushing and receiving yards for Tajay is a really good line, who could definitely get loose against this Patriots defense. So a couple props to kind of mention there as well. I know that Sook has Drake May's rushing yards as his staff article play. We talked about the rushing and the passing yards combo earlier this week. I like that too. If you want to go the May route, it kind of like we talked about him being a stud in fantasy. I think there could be some value and some props in this one. This game could be fun. There's a lot of narrative laden with opportunity. I think it could be a situation, unless it just turns into an absolute dog walking. I think this should be an interesting game in Nashville. All right, let's move on. I am going head to head with Adam in this one too, and I want to win so bad on this one. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, let's keep it moving. Chat, drop a dub if you're enjoying the show so far. About halfway through the slate. Let us know what's going on in that Jags game too. Are the Rams just still absolutely just giving them BTA at the moment? Is that what's happening?
I think they parked the bus. Not a single score since.
Are the Jags still getting blanked?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Okay. Talk about another interesting spread. Divisional game. The Chiefs taking on the Raiders today. This line's pretty solid still. 12.5 across the market. 45.5 is the total in this one. Chiefs finally look like the team that could be getting back into form. Rashee Rice, like we talked about earlier, is returning from his suspension to start the season, so he will be back today. Xavier Worthy is also back to almost fully healthy. Yet it's a 12-point spread, one of the bigger spreads of the day. The Raiders always play the Chiefs tough in this divisional matchup, but the Raiders have been pretty bad. No Brock Bowers once again as well for the Raiders. I got no thoughts on this game, boys. Take it away. What are we kind of seeing here with this one? You guys got any thoughts on the divisional matchup in Kansas City today?
Trizzy, have you seen the splits for this game yet? And how much the handle is sitting right now on the Raiders, plus 12.5? Because that's what's
yes.
to me before we talk about props.
Yes.
You want to talk about that?
Yes. In Vegas, which splits are you talking about? Vegas splits? Yes, that's what I was looking at as well. I was genuine because I think that's gotten out of hand. It's gotten a tad out of hand. It's at 87% at Circa. Circa's taking 50% of tickets and 87% of the money on the Raiders. And this line's massive, huge. It makes me lean with the Chiefs in the under. There's a certain system that has been very profitable for me over the course of the maybe 3 years or so. And his favorite play is the over in this game. And I started looking at it and I was like, oh, that under is kind of juicy, you know? So I do think, I mean, would anybody be surprised if the Chiefs won this game 28-10?
No.
Probably not.
Not at all.
27-10. Not at all. Not at all. That's probably exactly what I expect to happen. Like 27-10. Maybe a little better, maybe a little worse, but it's probably going to end up staying under 45.5. That's
does the high survivor handle make you feel sus about it at all? Because they are, I think, the most picked team in Survivor this week. The Chiefs.
Are they? I heard it was the Patriots. I heard it was Patriots -7. That is the biggest Survivor liability today. And Lions -5.5 are the second.
Are you sure? Because I'm seeing okay.
Which Survivor contest are you talking about?
Oh,
there's multiple.
Yeah, I was just looking at a place where they have the general public.
No, yeah. Circa's the big one. Circus
yeah,
for like
$1
$2
million.
million or something like that. Oh yeah,
Mhm.
$1 million or whatever. That's the big one. The most two bet teams for the Circa one, I believe, is Patriots number 1, Lions number 2.
Lions, eh? That's
Mhm.
kind of hectic. I think
I'm
that
I'm I'm all over the Lions too, so that kind of scares the shit out of me and makes me believe that the Patriots probably don't cover today.
I think that this is a spot where I think the Chiefs are gonna like maybe belt to ass. Patrick Mahomes is putting the ball out there deep more than he has in years past, and it's because like the offense and the weapons that he has. Not only are you have Xavier Worthy in the way that he's been playing, but now you're adding Rashee Rice. And let me just talk about this man, Rashee Rice, real quick, because he hasn't played a shit ton of games, but he has been fucking elite when he does. I know Trizzy hates this because it's his first game back and it's the most public fucking thing in the world today, but Rashee Rice has been elite. His breakout game came in 2023 against the Las Vegas Raiders. He had 10 targets, 8 receptions for 107 yards and a touchdown. Since that time, he's averaging just under 9 targets per game, just over 6 receptions per game, averaging over 75 yards per game. And he led the team in red zone targets in 2023. He was on his way to be doing that last year as well, but only played 4 games. The thing is what I love about this is that the Chiefs have 2 wide receivers right now that are top 10 in explosive rate. Explosive rate is a stat that we're looking at in terms of deep routes, high target rates, and getting open. Those 2 receivers are Xavier Worthy and Tyquan Thornton. Both of them have been playing at an elite level, and I think that now you have a guy like Rashee Rice that is going to slot into that number 1 spot. Not only is he faster, but he has a built-in rapport. We know Mahomes loves to target this guy. We saw it on their Super Bowl run. He had 7, 8 targets in playoff games in his rookie year. This is the guy everybody's been looking forward to coming back. I think Rashee Rice is going to have a huge day today. I'm all in on him. If you're looking at his target share since that game, 10, 9, 10, 9, 12, 12, 9, 8 going into the postseason. This is a guy who saw a huge red zone target share. I'm on the touchdown. I'm on the yards. And I think his yards line is coming out at 69.5 because even the books know what the fuck is going to happen today. This isn't the kind of line we're getting in its 50s or in the low 60s. Give me the touchdown. Give me the yards. Fucking free Rashee Rice this week, man.
I looked at this too, dude. I really wanted to bet it just because, and even Mahomes even said it in practice. And like, you can kind of lean into these narratives if you want to, but he said, we're going to pepper this guy with targets. And just like you mentioned, they did before he got hurt last year. And then obviously before he was suspended. I think that he's going to have a big day. I didn't end up betting it just because, again, I want to maybe see it once, but you're getting such a discount at 6. I'm seeing 62.5 right now. It's his receiving yards line in some places. So I think you're on the right side here. I also kind of like the Chiefs in this situation. I was in Arrowhead 3 weeks ago at this point, watching them just absolutely dog walk the Ravens, and the Raiders are not very good. I know the Raiders, Danny was talking about this earlier this week, that the Raiders always play the Chiefs close, regardless of situation. I mean, you guys remember that game last year where Aiden O'Connell looked like prime fucking Tom Brady against this team? That crazy 40-point game or something like that, where Brock Bowers had like almost 200 receiving yards. Then the Chiefs ended up winning on that crazy blocked field goal at the end, but the Raiders just covered for no reason. This is not that Raiders team, though. I think this could be a BTA situation. I don't have the stones to take the 12 because that's a lot of points, especially in a divisional game. But I think that the Chiefs could come out. I think that we could see a vintage Chiefs like dog walking in this game if I had to pick a side. But I like the Rice play. I'm with you on that. I almost bet it too. I think that's a good spot. I think you could ladder it. You're getting a lot of value on the 100+ dude. And I mean, he's had 100+ a lot, especially when he gets that many targets. So Mahomes has his full complement of horses today. We'll see what happens, what that offense might look like. So
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Anything else before we move on from that one? It's a kind of a weird game in spread specifics, but I do think that I would feel comfortable taking the Chiefs. I think Chiefs money line in a parlay, even though it's giving you no value, feels pretty comfortable.
Austin, Brandon Graham, like, come on, Eagles that desperate, bringing Brandon Graham out of retirement. They lose a couple of games, and now all of a sudden the Eagles need more players. Like, you guys have a super team, man. Just chill. Just chill out.
Say, yeah. Just enjoy the guys you do have. Maybe throw AJ Brown the football some. I don't know.
Yeah, literally, that's all they have to do is throw AJ the football. But instead, no, they're making calls on like fucking every other player that's available.
You could send him back to Tennessee if you don't want him anymore. I'd be down. I'm just saying. All right, let's keep it moving, boys. Another funky game. Browns taking on the Dolphins. 2 1-5 teams going head-to-head here in Cleveland. We'll talk about the weather in a second because that should play a huge factor in this game. 2.5-point spread is the Browns at home as a favorite. 34.5 is the total now. It was 37 earlier this week, as you can see. This is probably going to be the nastiest game from a weather perspective. It's supposed to be raining pretty much the whole game. It's going to be like 50-mile-an-hour winds. It's going to be nasty in Cleveland today. I lean with the Browns. I do have a play in this game, but just from a side or a total perspective, guys, what are you guys seeing? I think you lost the value on the under in this one since it's 34.5 now. It was at 37. I think it opened up originally even higher than that. What do you guys kind of see about this one?
I'm on the Fins.
Oh,
disgusting, gross, nasty, disgusting. It doesn't make too much sense. Browns most bet tickets this week. One of the most bet tickets teams this week. I think they were third on the list, and they refuse to give the hook. This line's been 2.5 for days. They refuse to give the Dolphins 3. Why? Probably because, as you mentioned, this is a nasty game. You look at the Dolphins offense and what they do best. They love the little checkdowns to Devon Achane. They love to run the football, and even in any kind of weather, both of that works. We know this Browns defense is very, very good. But I like Achane receiving yards today as well. I think he's probably going to have one of those games just because it is so nasty. And on top of that, again, nasty, sharp line. And again, the Dolphins probably have no business beating the Browns. The Browns have looked relatively decent, even with Gabriel taking over. So again, I'm on the Dolphins. Makes no sense. Daniel probably coaching for his job. Nobody wants to touch the Dolphins either because of Tua coming out, throwing half the team under the bus, saying nobody's showing up for meetings, blah, blah, blah. They think that organization is falling apart. A lot of people think that organization is falling apart. And I say not quite yet. Not yet. So I think they might end up going into Cleveland today and getting a win, or at least covering. Maybe some weird fix shit and the Browns win by 1 or 2 exactly, or something like of that sort. But I think there's a reason they're not giving the Dolphins 3, and I took them.
Yeah, that is grossness, dude. But I don't want to back the Browns. Absolutely not. But I can see it for sure. But that is disgusting. As I mentioned to start off, I have a prop in this game, and the weather. Yeah, it's going to be raining. Rain's fine, but it's going to be windy as hell. It's going to be like in the 50-mile-an-hour, 60-mile-an-hour winds in this game. Both of these passing offenses are not really known for throwing the deep ball anyway. But even with that much wind, there's going to play a factor here. So I'm just going to kind of go with the chalky angle on this. If it's going to be windy and both of these teams want to run the football anyway, give me Judkins over 93.5 rushing yards, -110. It's high for a reason. It's actually 91.5 now if you want to take a couple yard discount. I don't think it matters. I think it gets 100 plus. The Miami Dolphins, guys, we might as well play linebacker for this team. They are terrible at stopping the run. 106, almost 170 yards per game on the ground they allow, gotten gashed by every running back that they faced this season. And Judkins has been really awesome. He is their bell cow back. He's going to probably get 20 to 25 carries. I really like him to go over the 93.5. I like the 100 plus. I think the touchdown is live as well. As long as this game doesn't get just crazy out of hand. I like your angle on the taking the Fins. I think that maybe is the plus side here, but I just think that Judkins is just going to get run into the ground. And this Dolphins defense, like I said, terrible. So give me Judkins, a little chalky, but I think that he has a chance to have a big day.
You guys see we were already on the show, but I dropped a little lotto in our chat, and it doesn't look too bad. It's Judkins 100 plus. I think it was Henderson 50 plus, and then Troy Franklin 40 plus, and then Mason Taylor 6 receptions, which I feel like all of that is very, very doable. And with this line being so high too, how does he not run wild today? He had a pretty bad game last week, and they still set this. Maybe it's vindicative of the Dolphins defense, but I think Judkins goes wild today. I actually took his 2+ touchdowns, but I wouldn't recommend doing that. The line moved against me. So, yeah,
I have the 100 plus in a lotto too. I'm with you. Go ahead, Sauce.
I took him to get in the end zone. I like Judkins to get in the end zone this week. I think that, it's an ugly game, and the weather I wasn't as much aware of. I did want to put some coin on Judy, but the thing, like you said, SPJ, the 50-mile-per-hour winds, everything like that, I think I'm going to just wait till next week. But Judy's target share has been fantastic, but the catchable target percentage is what's been kind of the issue here. I was hoping against the Miami secondary that he would see a little bit of an uptick in usage here. But again, I don't want to touch it when there's winds blowing that fucking fast. So I'm going to just ride the Judkins touchdown and move on.
That's nasty game. Nasty game. We shall see what happens in Cleveland as we move on to the next game on the slate. I think the Rams are still up 21-0 against the Jags. Jack, keep us posted. I think that it's still I think that's also mid-third quarter from what I can see.
Yeah, so Jags just drove the ball down though. They're in the red zone.
Okay. All right. Keep it just Rams, just please cover 2.5, please and thank you. All right, boys.
This is what we need, bro. This Suk would have been all over this. He would have been all over that, you know.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, we're done with the noon window games, so let's go to that game. Giants taking on the Broncos in Denver. As you just said, Demaryius Thomas is being honored today in Denver in Mile High. 7 points right now is the line. It's up to 7.5 in some places as the Giants come to town after that huge Thursday night football win. Over-under is set at 40.5. Triz, I know you got big thoughts on this game.
Yes, sir.
Take it away.
This is the betting news staff pick this week. 6-0 on the best bets for that article. It gets put out every week, as SPJ mentioned earlier in the show. That article has been killing it. But I'm all over the Broncos this week. I took the -7 earlier in the week. I can't give out -7 now. So this morning I ended up taking. I actually think I got -7 this morning at -115. Regardless, I think it's -125 now. Fortunately, you have to take the 7.5. Obviously, if 7 hits, 7.5 is going to hit. I have 2 units on the -7. So I'm very, very high on the Broncos today. There is zero reason why this Broncos team should be favored by 7 over a team that just beat their defending Super Bowl champions on prime time with all of the hype behind them as well. They're getting a touchdown going into Mile High. Not happening to me. I've seen this shit so many times. They want the public to come in and take the Giants with a full touchdown. They've seen how this team has been playing the past few weeks. They've seen how Dart's been playing, how Scadaboo's been playing. But again, you're going into Mile High and facing this Broncos defense. Giants have no receivers to begin with anyway. Now you have Sutton, Blanket out there, and that defensive line is mean to begin with. I don't think the Giants are going to be able to do much of anything today. The whole honoring Demaryius Thomas thing, me thinking all of these sports are fixed, it just only solidifies it. I already was very big on them. After knowing that now too, I might even add a unit. That's like a pretty big thing to me. I don't think they're going to lose on the day they're honoring that guy, you know. If you know all the story behind it, we don't have to get into it, but still, I love the Broncos today. I think the Broncos roll. They're not in any there's no survivor liability on them. The public's not all over them. The public's actually on the Giants for the most part. It's pretty split. So again, this line is telling you exactly what's going to happen. In Vegas, this line has been 8 for days now. It's taken the domestic books a few days to catch up. It's still 8 in Vegas. I think it actually might be 8.5 right now. They're telling you what's going to happen here. 100%. This is BTA. This is 100% BTA. Like, I don't think this game's going to be very close at all. One of my more confident staff article picks. So, I mean, do with that info as you will. I was very confident in a UFC play yesterday that got smoked. So do with that what you will. But usually with these spreads and knowing lines, especially when they come out, I usually am on the right track of things for the most part. And like I said, this line's telling the story. Well,
this is also a situation. A shout out to Triz. He's one of our only 2 guys on Betting News staff article, undefeated still, 6-0, going for 7-0. Chef is the other one. His play is in Sunday Night Football. We'll get to that a little bit later. So, I mean, you've been kicking it, so might as well roll. The only thing that I like the Broncos too. The only thing that for me that hesitated and for me to not want to take this is because I just don't like this team. I still think I'm still sus on this team a little bit offensively. I think their defense is elite. Like you said, they should shut down Dart and Scadaboo. But I just don't know for sure if Bo Nix is that guy. But today I think that he could be. And this team should probably roll. So I'm with you. I kind of like the Broncos. I think that's the right side. But yeah, I didn't end up betting. I know that we'll say in the staff article we cannot go 12-0 because Colby is on the other side of this. He does like the Giants. But
yeah, unfortunately, I think something that should be said as well is this Giants defense has been Swiss cheese. Cheese. They have one good game against the Eagles, and now are we supposed to expect that they're back? No, I feel like that team was probably how it was, what they showed the first 6 weeks. They had a good game against a struggling Eagles team. That's what I think.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Trizzy, with everything you just said. This is a Broncos team that is number 1 pass rush in the fucking league. Not only do they lead the league with 30 sacks through 6 games, 30 sacks, chat. Like that's 5 sacks per game is what they are averaging right now. Nick Bonito leads the league in sacks. They have 3 pass rushers that have 20 plus pressures on the season. It's not fun. That's the reason they beat the Eagles. That's the reason that they won again last week. This pass rush is fucking formidable, and that's how the Giants beat the Eagles. Abdul Carter has been fantastic up front. You have Dexter Lawrence up on the front. You know what I mean? Sexy Dexy. These guys are causing havoc, but this offensive line for the Broncos is elite, and they're going to do a great job of keeping Bo Nix upright and protected. Not just that, but I think they're going to run the ball a fair amount and probably pretty well. But everything leads to me to saying Courtland Sutton's going to have a big game today. Not just because of the Demaryius Thomas narrative, not just because they're putting him in the ring of honor like they do the other players, but this is a guy who has a 44% explosive rate this year. He is top 5 in the league in explosive routes run. He is a guy that loves big plays. He is a guy that is going up against a Giants defense that ranks 26th in pass yards allowed, 32nd in receiving yards allowed to wide receivers, and they have been terrible on the outside. The other reason I like this a lot is just because I think that this secondary, Andrew Phillips, is very fucking bad. Out of the slot, he has allowed the most receiving yards of anybody else in the league. I'm on Sutton. I'm also on Troy Franklin. Like you have Trizzy too. I know you like him a lot. You have him in that little lotto you put out there. I wrote about him earlier this week, but he's taking a lot of his snaps out of the slot. He is a very speedy wide receiver, and he's second in targets on this Broncos team right now. I know that maybe their pass attack hasn't been the best, but this is a perfect game for them to kind of turn up and really just find themselves. I think this spread is indicative of that. I think Bo Nix is going to have a big game, and I really think that Jackson Dart's going to be in fucking hell up against the best defensive line in the league.
I think this is a perfect game. You're not really buying low on the Broncos because they've won 3 straight. But it seems right? It seems like you're buying the Broncos low. You're only seeing a 7-point spread, and it seems like it's just selling the Giants at its high right now. That's it. I don't think the Giants are there. This is how the Giants are going to be the rest of the season. I don't think they're going to be terrible. I think they're 7-9, 8-18. That's what I think they are, and I don't think they are going to have the talent to beat a team on the level of the Broncos. They beat the Eagles. What do the Eagles look like? I don't think the Eagles are on that level right now. They were, but not on right now. This spread tells the story.
And divisional games are always a little bit different too. You know what I mean? You see these opponents so much, you game plan for them in the offseason. You're getting ready for this. Plus, there was narrative there. Saquon's return, everything going one way. You know what I mean? Like
if you wanna flip this too, they hung this same exact spread against the Eagles. They covered it, won outright, and here they go again the following week, hanging the same spread. The exact same spread.
The exact same spread. Exactly. And this is, again, it's not the same situation. You're not going to see the Broncos as often, right? You're not ready for this team. And now you're going into the altitude of Colorado. Yeah. That's something that you see time and time again. Not only is it fucking cold, not only is it outside, but the fucking altitude will have you sucking oxygen on the sideline like nobody's business, right? So it's one of those situations where I think Dart and company just not ready for
it. Before we move on from this, because I think you guys covered it pretty well, I did actually look at taking Jackson Dart's rushing yards again. I've bet it the last 3 weeks, and it's smacked with ease. They're still hanging that around 36.5. He's had 50-plus rushing yards in all 3 games. He's been the starter for this team. I think that he could probably do that again. But again, I kind of lean with you guys. I think the Broncos should handle business here, and I don't really want to get involved with anything prop related. Yeah. Abdul Carter is going to be out. I'm pretty sure he's out for this game. Talked about that a couple days ago. I'm pretty sure he's not going to play, which doesn't help the Giants either. Brian Burns has been awesome for this team. This whole defensive line for the Giants has been fantastic. Brian Burns especially. Sexy Dexy. And Brian Burns with his Spider-Man shit, dude. That's one of the best sack celebrations in all of football.
That's actually insane that he can do that at that size. I couldn't never.
No. Crazy. Breaking news though, Jacoby Myers ruled out.
Oh, he's getting traded?
He's ruled out. I think he's hurt.
I mean,
I
he's
mean,
been
I don't know. I think, yeah, but he's been listed questionable in practice all week, I believe. So I don't know if he's actually hurt or if it's one of those we're going to sit you out because you're getting traded this week type of thing. But
They probably knew
he's
this.
not playing today.
They knew this probably, and that might be why that 12 existed.
Thank you, fam.
Yep, thank you, fam, for sure. Is there a way to pin that comment to the top of the chat?
I can start it.
Somebody in chat, please.
Yeah, somebody in the Twitch, if you can pin that to the top, just to keep that rolling.
Mods.
Yeah, put the mods up. All right, we got about 7,000 of you guys. We got over 7,000 of you guys watching us across all platforms. Thanks for kicking it with us on Super Bowl on Week 7 NFL Sunday. This is the Gridiron Gang on the Betting News Network. Thanks for being here. Let's keep it rolling. A couple more games in the late window to talk through, boys. Talk about this one. Huge AFC matchup on the West Coast. Got lots of thoughts on this game. Chargers taking on the Indianapolis Colts. This line has moved a tiny bit as well towards the Chargers. 2.5-point favorites as they are right now. They were 1-point favorites earlier in the week. Money line still sitting pretty standard as we see right here. 48.5 is the total. 48 flat in some markets as well at our friends at Bet Online. I'll lead us off, boys. I don't really have a huge sell job for this. I think the Chargers win this game. I took the Chargers money line at -126 earlier this week. It's pumped up a tiny bit. I don't love the spread. I think this could be a couple-point game. It's going to be a close game. Both of these teams very good at football right now. Two of the better teams in the AFC. Colts, obviously, one of the biggest surprises of the entire season so far. Daniel Jones and company traveling across the country, though, to take on this Chargers team, looking to bounce back a little bit. Banged up, obviously. No, the running back room, especially for the Chargers, has been decimated by injuries. However, I think Justin Herbert, with the Madison Beer bump after what we saw from her in the Victoria's Secret show, probably going to come out and handle business today. So I like the Chargers. I took them on the money line. I don't love the spread if you want to go that direction, if you feel so frisky, but I think laying the juice with the money line is worth it. I think the Chargers win.
Man, I don't know. I'm a big believer in this Colts team, and I don't know if I'm starting to just become a fan, and that's maybe kind of clouding my judgment, but this offensive line is why I'm kind of all in on it. And I know that it's not the case for the Chargers. The Chargers offensive line is absolutely decimated. Herbert's been fucking kind of running for his life over the last few games. And this defense has been pretty decent for the Colts. They're not like elite level, but they're doing what they need to do. And that's exactly what they're doing on offense. They're moving the ball on the ground. Jonathan Taylor looks like a top 3 running back in the league. Tyler Warren's looking like a top 3 tight end in the league. And Daniel Jones is not turning the ball over, right? That was the biggest knock on him all the time. It's turning the ball over and making like careless mistakes. But now that he's behind a real offensive line, now that he's not constantly under pressure, it feels like he's kind of thriving. They're going into Los Angeles. It's a dome game. It's the same kind of place where the Colts would be playing. No weather conditions issue here. And again, I just think that the better offensive line here is going to have like a lot to do with the winner of this game, because one quarterback is going to be on his feet and one probably is going to spend a significant amount of this game on the ground. What do you think, Triz?
So the spread scares me a little bit, but I kind of like how it's jumped up later in the week here. I think the Chargers probably roll here. You're kind of selling this Colts team a little high. We got really drunk last Sunday. I don't remember. Did the Colts end up pulling the game out last Sunday?
Yes, they did.
They did, right? I know the Cardinals were being very fishy for a second. I don't know if they ended up. I don't know if they didn't cover, right? They won but didn't cover. Okay, that's what it was. Yeah, again, you're kind of selling this Colts team a little high. I do think the Chargers are serious. They've been really banged up. They've been kind of skating by, winning games by the skin of their teeth, but they're winning. They're kind of showing the heart of the team by doing that. And again, Quentin Johnston's back for the Chargers. I think that might end up playing a big factor in this game, having the entire receiving core back. And I don't know. I think this Chargers defense is pretty legit. I'm not on the Chargers as of now. If we have a decent early slate, I might end up getting on them. I like them this week. I know they are somewhat of a survival liability, but I think they were really low on the list. I believe they were 5. It doesn't really scare me. So honestly, I lean Chargers. I don't see how they don't win this game by a field goal today. At least a field goal. This definitely seems like an exciting game for me. That total at 48 is a tad interesting. Chargers are a game that have been playing. Chargers are a team that have been playing to the under. So
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm on the Chargers, so I'm with you. They're also, if you guys are into jersey bets, they're wearing those yellow like Bolt jerseys today. Those like kind of fire yellow neon type of jerseys. They're pretty sick. The last point on this too is the Colts. Yeah, I was wrong on this team completely, so I had to eat my crow. And they have been very good, and I know Daniel Jones has been playing like an MVP candidate. But look who they've played. Week 1, Dolphins, terrible. Broncos, good opponent, but they probably should have lost that game because of that weird, what was it called? That penalty. I can't remember what it's called, but obviously dog walk the Titans. Not a very good team, not a good opponent. Lost to the Rams, beat the Raiders. The Raiders are terrible, and they just beat the Cardinals. Cardinals are terrible. I mean, they've only really played 2 teams in the first 6 weeks of the season that are good. This is the 3rd team that they will be playing that is a good, high-quality opponent, and it's on the road. So I don't know. I just think that this is one of those situations where the Cardinals, or excuse me, the Chargers get the job done here. But we'll see. If I will say, if the Colts come in and win this game by maybe a touchdown or something, we got to have a different conversation about the Colts as maybe being like legit Super Bowl contenders, because that's where that would be, in my opinion. But yeah, give me the Chargers on the money line. Anything else on this one, boys? You guys got any props you like in this game?
No. Tyler Warren, maybe. I think he could have a big game. I don't really have any stats to back it up, but I like his touchdown again. They're getting very creative to get him in the end zone, and he's like very big bodied. He's a guy that can take the snap under center. He's a guy that is great in the red zone. And last week as well, we saw it. I think that he could get into the end zone again this week.
Yeah, finally broke the seal on getting in the end zone, and he's had back-to-back weeks of scoring touchdowns. Maybe we'll see another one this week. Let's talk about this game. We talked about this earlier with CD returning as well. Divisional matchup in Jerry's world. Dallas Cowboys looking to take on the Washington Commanders. Over-under is set at 54.5. This line has done that thing that Trizzy don't like. Crossed over the 0 line. What used to be a Dallas 1-point dog, and now they are 1.5-point favorites. It's had the public seeming to like the boys, which always is a terrible sign. 54.5, though, big total. Earlier this week, I kind of like the Cowboys. I'm glad I didn't take it because that line is kind of sussing me out now. Do like the total, although I could see it being one of those situations where this game, everyone thinks it's going to soar and then it doesn't. I do have a bet on the prop side, though. But what do you guys think about the total crossing over the 0? I know you hate that, Triz.
Because it crossed the 0, I like the Commanders. I really do like the Commanders. I forgot to stick it on my card. I bet it while we were like talking on this show, but I love the Commanders today. I don't know why. Again, you're getting CD back. That's probably why the public's all over them and it moved cross 0. But at the same time, divisional matchup. I also like this total. I got scared off of the total because it's so high, but the public loves the over in a divisional matchup, which is not a good, that's not good math for a winning bet, in my opinion. So I do like the under, but that's going to be disgusting. I'll probably be kicking myself in the ass tonight when it hits, and I didn't play it. But yeah, I like the Commanders. I like the under here. Like I said, Dallas getting CD Lamb back. Everybody thinks, they should roll here. All of the Commanders wide receivers are out. Thank you, Rusty, for reminding me of that. And the line's just kind of still sitting where it's at. Who the hell is Jaden Daniels throwing to today? You know what I mean? Like Jalen Lane and Luke McCaffrey. Exactly. I mean, granted, this Cowboys defense is trash, but garbage, at the same time, enough is enough. Yeah. It does. If that all of that mattered, this spread wouldn't be 1. It'd probably be 3.5, which is probably where I think it should be. It probably should be Commanders 3.5. That's where I would set it. Even with everybody out, I'd probably still set it at Commanders 3.5. I get it. The Cowboys just lost. Tough upset at home, but I don't think they're very good. I just think that's really what it is. I just genuinely think the Cowboys are not very good. I don't think CD Lamb is the reason why they're not very good. Missing CD Lamb. I really don't. The offense was still kind of clicking without him. I think that defense is a massive liability.
Yeah, the Commanders defense isn't very good either. But yeah, go ahead, V.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say the Commanders' defense isn't really that good. I do think that this is a spot where the Cowboys are coming off an ugly loss. You're playing in a divisional game, and this is a matchup that they historically play well in. I think Dak Prescott has 2 career losses to the Commanders in his entirety of his career, right? It's a team that he has performed very well against. He is playing at Jerry's World, the place where he has played his best football. And, like, again, he is playing some of his best football of his career. Now he's getting one of his main weapons back. But aside from just like Dak, I love a couple of props in this one. And one is George Pickens. Pickens is having a huge year. He leads the league in end zone targets. He leads the league in red zone targets. He has been absolutely fantastic by all metrics, right? Not just that, but he's getting open, yards after the catch. And what I'm liking most about this is Dak is 3rd in the league in pass attempts of 20-plus yards. Pickens is 2nd in the league in receptions of 20-plus yards. He is a guy they're constantly going to and looking for deep. This is a Commanders defense that has given up a play of 20-plus yards in every single game, if not twice or 3 times in that game. I don't think they have the manpower to stop this passing attack for the Cowboys. I don't think they have the offensive capabilities either to keep up with the offense. I think this is going to be a huge game from the Cowboys. But again, I'm on Pickens' yards. I am on his touchdown. I'm on the Cowboys, unfortunately.
Oh,
and I did get Luke McCaffrey, but that line has shot fucking to all hell. I still like it at 41.5, but again, I got it at 24.5. So I'm not even going to pitch that one this week. Yeah, it was fantastic. I was sitting there, I was like, Debo's heel. He obviously had issues last week. He had 4 receptions for 15 yards. I'm like, he's not 100% healthy. So this has got to be a situation in which maybe Luke is going to see some increased volume. And the next thing you know, they sit him out yesterday. So that was fantastic. That's why you peep the scribbles, though. That's why.
That is why you peep the scribbles at bettingnews.com for free. Easy, dude. I'll keep this one short and sweet. We talked about it a little earlier. I'm on CD. He's back, 100% healthy, huge target share. 72.5 just feels too low. I mean, I said it to start the season. This is kind of where they were hanging his line, or in the 75, 76, 77 range to start the season, and he had back-to-back 100-yard games with double-digit targets. So I think we should see something the same today. This Commanders secondary is bad. And I think that he and Pickens should feast. So I think that they're going to make a concerted effort to get CD the ball as well, early and often, like we saw from them, the Cowboys offense before CD got hurt. And I think that that's going to be a situation here too. So yeah, he's back. It's a little chalky, like Trish was talking about, but I'm rolling with it. I think he can have a big day today.
We need Marshawn Lattimore to just kind of call it a career and just, say
I'll just keep playing so we can keep fading him. That's how that works. All right, let's move on. Go to the last game of the late window, and then we'll touch on Sunday Night Football, and then we'll cook some parlays. I think what we should do today, boys, not only do a touchdown lay, let's do a sides lay. Let's do something we haven't done before, and we'll do a lay of some sides / totals to give the people a couple different plays that they can take out there. Let's go to your boys, V. Green Bay Packers taking on those Arizona Cardinals in Glendale today on the road. 45 is the total. Let me see if this is the active line still. This
I think it's 7 now. But it's right there.
6.5, 7s. Yeah, 44.5 is the total. So pretty much the same all across most markets. No Kyler Murray once again for the Cardinals, as Jacoby Brissett will be starting once again for the Cards in Glendale. Played the Colts close, like you said, Triz, last week. Jacoby Brissett had over 300 passing yards in that game, which was pretty wild. But Jordan Love and company looking to get another win on the docket, another big NFC win possibly as well. V, take it away. What do you like in this game? I don't really have anything in this one that I like too much. I was thinking about taking something in a prop department. Maybe you'll convince me, but what do you like in this one with your boys?
Man, this is a game that looks kind of wonky. The Cardinals looked a lot better last week without Kyler Murray under center. Now, has he been officially ruled in or out this week yet?
Kyler's out.
He's out. Kyler's out.
Jacoby
there you
Brissett.
go. Perfect. And now Jacoby and company put up a good amount of points last week. They matched the Cardinals' highest scoring output of the season in his first week under center. And that was without Marvin Harrison in the lineup. The leading receivers were Trey McBride and fucking Zay Jones, boys. They each had 70+ yards, and they were within a field goal of at least tying the Colts. I think this is a team that is looking to maybe build on something. I think Jacoby being under center is a lot better for them too, in my opinion. Kyler just has not looked good. But look at this Packers line. It's coming in at 7 points here on the road. The Packers also, I don't know if you guys saw this, but their travel plans really got mucked up too when they were trying to get out there. A huge delay while they were sitting there on the tarmac. And I think this was all going on last night, right? So they didn't get there till pretty late. That being said, I think the Packers are in a good spot to kind of just go belt to ass. And I know I don't say this a lot. I'm not sitting here. They've been sitting with a lot of big spreads. But what I love about this spot here for the Packers is that they have been playing a lot better, right? They came out of the bye week. Jordan Love is now protected again. And this is a Cardinals team that ranks 26th in pass rush grade, right? They have not done a good job of getting home. And when Love is like clean in the pocket, he has the second best completion rate, completing 86% of his passes. He has 9 touchdowns, 1 interception, and he has just been fantastic when he's not facing pressure. This is a team that has now got all of their offensive linemen back. I'm pretty sure Zach Tom is back also on the field. And with that being said, against a Cardinals team that's not going to generate pass rush, I love him to kind of have a big day through the air today. I also love Tucker Kraft. He burned us last week. He had 43 yards, went just under his line, and had 2 receptions, but he did get us the touchdown. I am on the touchdown again as well as the yards. Reason being, the Cardinals are running a league-high cover 4 rate this season. They're running it at 28% of their defensive snaps, and that's exactly what Tucker Kraft has thrived against this year. He's seeing a 35% boost in yards per route run against this matchup and a 17% boost in targets per route run. I think this is a coverage where he's going to thrive. He is the Packers' best weapon against zone coverages, and that's something the Cardinals do at a league-high rate. I love this spot for Tucker. I think he's going to have a big day through the air, and I love him to get in the end zone.
The thing that I want to bet possibly, and if I have a good early window, I'll probably end up betting on this for the late window starting. I like your boy Matthew Golden. I like his receiving yards line, hitting 3 straight weeks, 44.5. He's usually good. You can take his longest reception too. He's usually good for one big pop play, as you know. But this Cardinals secondary is very bad. Not good. Bottom 5 in the NFL, getting torched week after week. And I think that Golden has an opportunity to take advantage. Maybe we finally see one of those big 70-yard touchdowns that they've been just getting really close on. Finally had a big day last week, 86 yards through the air, a couple big chunk plays. But I think that Golden's in a good spot, and I do like that 44.5. Probably going to end up tapping that one later. But I lean with you. I think they probably should get the job done here, although Jacoby Brissett and company looked pretty good last week against a Colts team that's on similar playing field as the Packers. So you never know what could happen in Glendale. But I think it's probably Packers, but I don't have the stones to take the touchdown. What do you think, Triz?
I didn't touch too much of this game. I didn't even really look too much into it. The Cardinals have been one of those feisty teams, and the line being at 6.5, the line was at 6.5 for a long time, and it only took Kyler being ruled out to get to the full touchdown. So to me, that's a little sus. This might be one of those like push games where the Packers win exactly by a touchdown, 7 points directly. If you got 6.5, you cash. If you got 7, you push. I think that's probably what's going to happen here. I don't even know if I really like the over. I think the 45 is a weird number as well. It's an odd number. It's kind of giving me a little bit of a hard read, I would say. Usually on a 45 or a 45.5, I'd take the over. But at the same time, the Packers defense has been pretty damn good. And Jacoby Brissett is Jacoby Brissett. I've watched him play for a really long time. He was a Patriot for a while earlier in his career, and then he came back and not an entirely serviceable quarterback. Solid backup in the NFL. Not a serviceable starting quarterback. He kind of overperformed last week against a Colts team that's pretty good. I think maybe that's why the Cardinals are only catching a touchdown here. I probably think the spread should be a little higher, maybe 9.5, maybe 10. Maybe that Browns game and the Browns covering 13 are kind of scaring the books off of hanging a higher number. But like I said, this is fishy spread, fishy total. I'm probably going to stay away from this game entirely. I do like V's read on Tucker Kraft. He's been kind of due for a bigger day. I like his touchdown today. Didn't bet it, but again, I have a pretty good early slate. I might end up betting it.
Nice. All right, that's the last of the late window. Let's talk quickly about Sunday Night Football, and then we'll cook a couple parlays, and we'll get out of here and let you guys go and enjoy, as we are 50 minutes away from kickoff of the early window as well. Sunday Night Football, guys. The 49ers taking on the Falcons. I feel like the Falcons have just played like every primetime game in the last like 3 weeks, all over the place. But San Francisco still sitting at 1-point favorites here in the Bay. Christian McCaffrey and company. I don't know if you guys know this. Let me know, or chat. Let me know if you guys know. It's still, I think, technically up in the air whether or not Brock Purdy is going to be in this game. It's between Mac Jones and Brock Purdy. Chat. Let me know if you guys know for sure. I haven't not seen news about that. If they've decided,
pretty sure he's out.
Okay, so it is Mac Jones again. Okay, which, to be honest, Mac Jones has been great. So I'm not surprised that they don't mind rolling with Mac Jones once again here. 1-point favorites as we're sitting right now, 1.5 in some spots as well. 46.5, 47 flat is the total. So it's pretty standard across the market. I'll start us off. I know Chef is going to join us in a little bit, and he has a play on this as well. I love this play too. It's chalky as hell, boys, but I took Bijan. I took him again. Over 119.5 rushing and receiving yards line. Set it, forget it. Don't overthink it. This is not your grandma's, or this is not your uncle's, this is not your dad's, however you want to say this, 49ers defense. Lost a lot of pieces. Fred Warner's out for the season. Nick Bosa's out for the season. Lots of guys on this defense have been falling like flies, and they've been playing like such. Pretty much middle of the pack in rushing defense and receiving defense across the board. And I think that Bijan has a chance to absolutely go crazy once again. We've seen it every single week at this point. I think he's the best offensive player in football this year, minus Puka Nacua. And I think that he could possibly win the offensive player of the year if he keeps playing like this. And I think this week he probably should. So if you think the Falcons are going to stick around in this game, Bijan's going to have a big game. And I think that he should. So I love the over 119.5 rushing and receiving. If you want to take one of them individually, go for it. But he is the type of back that could literally bust a 50 to 60 to 70 yard run or reception. So you don't want to miss out on either of the value, in my opinion. And I like their rushing and receiving combined.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the Packers game. I forgot to mention this as well. Josh Jacobs might not play. A lot of people got crazy CLV on the Emmanuel. I forgot his last name. Come on, V. Help me out, Packers fan.
Fuck.
He's terrible with names, dude. He ain't going to help you.
All right, then actually that might be it, Emmanuel Wilson. So I see a lot of people got crazy CLV on his TD. And then if you go and you look, there's another running back on the roster, and his name is Chris Brooks. And he is the same price as Matthew Golden to score a touchdown. The same Matthew Golden that had 84 yards and is very due to have a touchdown. So I think that's very interesting. How many times have we seen everybody come in? A running back gets ruled out. Everybody comes in, tries to bet the backup running back, and the third string is the one that scores. So could be a good look today. Plus 190.
I like that. I just to give a comment too before we kind of tap it off here. I'm talking Sunday Night Football and then coach some parlays. The Rams just scored again. It's 28-0. So I'm feeling Matthew Stafford 4 touchdown passes. I'm feeling pretty good about the Rams minus 2.5 now. I think that is a winning wager at this point. So
just on Sunday Night Football, on like your play about Bijan, they are fantastic in zone run schemes this year. That's also a spot where the Niners have very much dropped the ball. They're allowing 6.5 yards per carry on zone runs, and they're just not good at picking it up. Now you're missing Nick Bosa. You're also without Fred Warner, one of the best coverage linebackers and one of the best run stopping defenders in the league. This is a team that's probably, I think, going to get gashed on the ground today. I also love some Drake London props, but on the other side of the ball, we're getting George Kittle back. I don't know, like George Kittle is going to be, I think, a huge part, but I really like the Christian McCaffrey over 5.5 receptions prop. He is seeing the 4th highest target rate when facing the blitz, and this Falcons team is blitzing at a league high rate, like literally number 1 in the league in blitz rate. This is a team that is going to have, like, I think a tough time keeping Mac Jones upright. I think CMC could have a little bit of a day through the air. The over 5.5 receptions prop is something he's hit in every game this year. He's averaging 10 targets per game and putting up wide receiver 1 numbers. He leads the team in target share. And again, I know that Kendrick Bourne's been fantastic, but this is an Atlanta secondary that is absolutely elite. They are ranked number 1 in pass yards allowed. They are not giving up big plays whatsoever. So as good as Kendrick Bourne and Mac Jones have been, it's hard for me to imagine that they're going to come in and just run wild on a Falcons defense that has been elite, not only in the secondary, but their pass rush has taken a huge step forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like this. I like this play, V. His rushing and receiving is probably a nice bet too. Although, like you said, the Falcons defense is pretty good. So going to be an interesting game though to kind of see how this one plays out. Two teams that need a dub, and especially in the race at the top of the NFC, both of them could take a big step forward if either one of them win this game. Interesting to find out also that Mac Jones is going to be starting too, who has been very good for the last 3 weeks that he has been starting for this team as Brock Purdy's dealing with that turf toe. So interested to see what happens in this one later. We'll have some more stuff out on the timeline. There's obviously Scribbles at Betting. Yeah, Scribbles at bettingnews.com. You guys can go peep what V had to say about this game as well. We've got a 4th horseman joining us. We'll have Chef in a minute, but we do have a Wild Betsky joining
I feel like
us.
nobody's used to us finishing this early.
Correct.
Yeah, no kidding.
We're
I
not
haven't
going to
even
cross
had
the
my
2 hour
first cup of
mark.
coffee.
Get after it, big dog. Welcome. How you doing?
Cheers, guys.
Chin
Cheers.
chin, buddy. How you doing?
Miss you, bud. I know. You're
Yeah,
late. We're all
shit.
done.
We're done
That's
with ours.
crazy.
You get after
Bye
yours.
weeks,
West
man.
Coast.
Give us the card, Betsky. What are we running on the NFL slate?
Yeah, what's your faves?
Oh man, I definitely want to lean
Gathering.
into. I think CD has a nice first game back. So I definitely like his yards. I mean, chalky touchdown, but yeah, I mean, it just feels right. I kind
I
of
hate
like
to
the
say it though.
Cowboys to take
Our
this-
staff article is off to a slow start because of you.
I know.
Bet he was on the Jags +3. So
You know, it's crazy.
oh.
Even when it was 21-0, I was like, man, they may be able to pull this off somehow. But all right,
Just because you brought up CD, Betsy, I forgot to say this, but Zach Ertz has a shorter odds to score a touchdown today than CD Lamb. I know he
love
scores a
that.
shit ton against the Cowboys, like a shit ton.
No.
He's played in that division a long time. He probably hates the Cowboys, having played for the Eagles and the Commanders. +110. I know he's a little bit kind of banged up, but he's playing. There's a lack of pass catchers, and Jaden Daniels favors him in the red zone anyways, but like shorter than CD Lamb.
Yeah, no, I really like that play. That is nice.
What else? That's Betsy.
Yeah.
What games are interesting you today? What do you think about that Cardinals game?
It's a weird slate. I don't I don't think the Cardinals stand much of a chance. I mean,
I should have come visit you this week. We
Packers
could have gone to the
fans
game.
pack our stadium on top of it all.
Oh,
It's
bunch of
going to
cheeseheads.
feel like a home game for them, especially with all the hype this season. I think that could actually be pretty ugly.
All right. Well, now that Betsky's here, and I'll give you a little second to get a couple more slow swigs of coffee down your throat and finish off the show. We're doing 2 lays today. We're gonna do a touchdown lay. I know Chef will be here in a minute. He can help us out with one of these lays too. We're doing a touchdown lay. So let us know, chat, who you guys think is scoring a touchdown. But also let's do a sides lay today. Let's do Travis Hunter. Did Travis Hunter score?
Oh,
Wow. There you go.
Wow.
There you go.
Yet.
Oh, I
There
meant
yet.
to take that. Remember when we took it last week?
We talked about
Oh
this.
man, I said it last week too. Somebody fucking remind me to bet Travis Hunter next week, and I entirely forgot.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Triz.
That's his first career touchdown, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
So.
it's why we took it last week. I remember us
Yeah.
all sitting in the sports book, and we fucking piled in on that. And I was like, okay, if he doesn't score this week, I'm taking it next week because he stopped that touchdown. Right? It was a block in the back or something last week. Brian Tom, somebody had a long touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
And the
Yeah.
reason it didn't score was because of Travis Hunter. And I was like, I'm fucking taking him next week. Completely forgot.
That is pain. It is 28-7 now, though. 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Weird as
My
that.
over is not dead. The
If this
over
was
is
at
not
if it
dead.
was still 21-7, if it was still 21-7, Jags may be able to catch that spread, but not happening.
All right. Besky, do you have a favorite side today? Money line or spread?
That Chargers spread was really looking me in the face.
I like their money line. I took it. I'm down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that may be mine if we're trying to stick around good value.
Okay. I'm into that. Go Chargers money line. I know V hates it, but we'll start off Chargers money line. Start the vibes. We've also got our fifth horseman, perfect timing, to join us as well for the cooking portion of the show. Welcome, Chef. How's it going?
What's up, goats? How you doing?
Hey,
Hello.
how are you?
Busy. Just trying
Running
to.
around like crazy. We know.
Yeah.
We're cooking a sides lay, and then we're doing a touchdown lay. So we're doing sides now. What's your favorite side today?
Oh God, I know I'm not a good sides person. I got to
Okay.
leave that to you guys. Truthfully,
Okay. Well, you can think about some touchdowns while you're here with us.
I'll do touchdowns. I'll do touchdowns and player props. I got those.
All right. That sounds good. Triz, what's your favorite side or total?
Broncos.
Broncos.
Broncos
Money line or their spread?
Should we?
The spread?
No,
Should we
spread. Of course. I don't care
Yeah,
what
yeah.
the number is.
All right. So
Yeah,
we'll do.
Alt spread.
you could buy down. If we're gonna do a parlay,
Yeah.
you could buy that down a point if you want.
Yeah,
Should we take
like
the six and a half?
if you want. Yeah.
Let's take the 6.5 just in case.
And then buy the Chargers one then.
I just took the money line on the Chargers. It's minus 130.
Okay.
Broncos minus 6.5. All right, that's good.
How about
Sauce man.
the Saints plus 4.5.
Yeah, we can buy a couple points for the Saints. I'm down for that. Saints. I'm still. Oh, they plus 4.5 again. Should we just take it up to 5.5, which is where it was earlier this week, just in
I'm
case.
down.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So Saints plus 5.5.
Did we want to take that? What was the over? No, that was the Saints over. Never mind. Let's just take the Saints plus 5.5.
Do you guys want to take the Vikings?
Ooh, they're minus 2.5 now, Trizzy. What the fuck is going on?
Don't know.
Money line. Fuck it. Let's fade the Eagles.
I don't want to take the money line. Let's
That's
take the
money
plus
line?
3.5, just in case it's a field goal for the parlay. But he just loves to get greedy when we get to these situations. He's just like,
No, sorry, I misread that. I thought the minus 2.5 was to the Viking side. That's
oh. Did that flip? Wasn't it the other way around?
No.
no. It's minus 1 Eagles.
Okay. Oh, let's stay off that game then. Let's not do that one. What else do we like? Jets is gross.
Jets is very gross.
It's a rough week.
Yeah,
Commanders.
there's a lot of. Oh, I don't want to do that.
Oh
Jeez.
man. What about an over in that?
What about
the under?
What
The
what
under
I don't know
is-
what the
I kind of
under.
like that too.
Divisional under?
Yeah,
What about the
54.5, dude. It's a lot of points.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Commanders are missing so many weapons
is
too
a
on the
lot of
offensive
points.
side of the ball.
that's a lot of
this.
points, bro.
That is a lot of
crazy
points.
pellet?
Yeah,
I
if
think
you're
we're gonna
going
do-
if you're going that high, you might as well go 57.
Yeah.
Key number.
We could
Yeah.
we could do that, or we could do Packers minus 6.5.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
There's the answer to that.
Think of I want everybody to think of this when we're taking spreads today. Think of how many people are teasing the Broncos, the Pats, the Packers, and the Chiefs. Think of how many 4-team teasers out there are of those 4 teams.
All right. So if we go under 57.5 for the Commanders, Cowboys, Saints plus 5.5, Broncos minus 6.5, Chargers money line. That's plus 764.
Yeah, that's great.
All
Yeah,
just hittable lines. A little bit of there's
Mhm.
obviously a little juice on all of them just because we kind of bought some, did a little softies, but that's okay. All right, there's 4 sides for you guys / totals. Chargers money line, Broncos minus 6.5, Saints plus 5.5, the under 57.5. Bing bong.
Bing
Get
bong.
after it. Bing bong.
I'm sorry,
Okay.
I can't contribute. Truthfully, I probably would have sounded like a babbling brook talking about the slides because
No, it's okay. We literally just spent the last hour and 45 minutes talking about side, Chef. It's all good.
okay.
Start
Now
us off
you're-
with the touchdowns, Chef.
Now your time to
Sure.
shine. Who's your favorite touchdown scorer today?
I really like Rome. I really like Rome, and for 2, he's been a little bit quiet, and I think he has a really
Bears
good game. When
bias.
he goes off.
Chef doesn't have Bears bias. His Bears hate.
What's
I'm
that?
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
I know.
Fuck the Bears. They'll probably lose, but
I mean, we kind of talked about it. All right, so Dunze plus
Odunze.
110.
I know it's
Okay,
only
Dunze.
plus 110. But
Do we
That's
want
fine.
to?
I think he has 2 today.
That's fine. Plus 110, Roma Dunze. Okay. Triz?
For touchdown?
Yes, sir. Olave. You talked about Olave.
I love
Cash
Olave.
money
I
like Olave,
I
too.
like Olave. I like Michael Pittman too. I like
Pittman.
Mason Taylor. Mason Taylor's a tight end. Well, I mean, that's in the Jets game. If anybody wants that, let's put Pittman in there. Why not?
Pittman.
I like Pittman.
Pittman and Olave. Olave is really wide though. That's why it's like 250. So it's
I'm down to throw Olave in there. Or should we Sutton?
That's 2 in one game.
Sutton?
Olave would be 2 in one game.
Yeah,
Mhm.
let's forget
That's-
about Olave. Let's take Sutton.
Not Pittman? Or you want to
wait,
do
hold on,
Pittman,
hold on.
Pittman and
No, no,
Sutton?
Fuck.
Yeah, Pittman and Sutton. Fuck it.
Sutton.
Pittman.
That's
Sutton.
4, right?
That's 3.
Mm.
Well, and then
Um,
we'll put the cherry on top with Ertz.
Oh,
I do
Ertz.
like Ertz today too. I do like that.
Wait,
Chef,
it's
we
not
are
tight
very
end
much
week, right?
leveraged
That's
on
next
Ertz.
week.
I love her.
That's next
know.
week. I think a lot of
Okay,
tight ends
tight
are going to score this week because National Tight End Week is next week.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the other one? Oh, Sutton. Okay, so we've got no all pass catchers today, boys. Sutton, Roma Dunze, Michael Pittman, and Zach Ertz at Ertz 1IP plus 29.16.
That'll do.
Plus 29.16. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. All right, there you go. Happy? I don't think we need to change anything. That all kind of fell together nicely. All right. One more time. Sutton, Ertz, Pittman, Odunze. 4 touchdowns. Bing bong. There is your Gridiron Gang 4-legger touchdown lay. Get after it. Take them all individually, though, chat. They're all plus money. So make some have some fun there. Or you can round robin it if you want to get crazy like that, too. Dowdle is not a bad shout. We talked about this earlier today, dude. Thanks for the comment as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. All right, Chef, we're going to tap the show in just a minute. I'm glad you were able to join us at the very end.
Sorry, it was kind of a
Betsky.
kind of a mess. But,
Chef, any plays that you want to give out before we do tap it off? Anything that you're like really into?
I mean, we shared the article. Actually, no, read the article because my play isn't for until the night game.
Mm-hmm.
So
I might have accidentally sold what you're on a little earlier, but yeah, go peep the scribbles if you haven't.
Yeah,
already.
I mean, it's a high line, and that doesn't really scare me. I think he's due for or not due. He's in the running for a historic season, and he's just going to keep cooking. This mystery.
Who is this?
This
This
mystery.
mystery
You have to read the
Just-
scribbles.
Read the scribbles, BettingGears.com. Read them.
But I put out a flyer, and I'll just rattle it off if you're not following me on Twitter. I like Diggs today a lot. I think he continues to cook. I like the Pats. I don't know what Trizzy feels about the Pats, but I think they roll. Have you thought about that or seen, talked, heard?
Yeah, I'm scared.
Oh,
I'm scared.
We talked all about it.
Oh, you are? Oh, no, okay.
I'm very scared.
All
Very
right,
scared.
that's awesome. Fantastic. Great.
Yeah.
But
It's all right. They might put BTA.
Well, maybe that works in my favor because they'll be playing from behind then, and they're just having to chuck things. But
It should be Patriots by a million, to be honest. But yeah.
I like Jay Jettas. I know you're on Jay Jettas. I like him a lot. I was trying to look at some lower lines. I know Rice is back, but I'm for Hollywood Brown 40 yards plus 220. Like they're gonna be like, dare I say, white on rice.
On right. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That was a good one, Chef.
Oh boy, you guys are like either zoned out or just done.
I liked it. I liked it. He's muted. He probably wasn't listening.
Yeah. It's
Anyway.
the end of the show.
Yeah. Anyway, Brown for 40 yards plus 220.
Hey, you got white rice and you got brown rice.
Exactly. Jalen Coker for 40 is plus 220 as well.
Heard that.
Like he's a sneaky. Oh, you did talk about that? Okay. So I've got that's my. Oh, and I like Waddle a lot. I think Waddle keeps cooking.
Oh. You worried about the weather in that game?
No, I'm not worried about it at
Okay.
all. They're professionals, and I think it's going to be a good game. So
Yeah.
All right now. There's the flyer. Chef posted it on Twitter. A lot of you guys are probably watching us on Chef's Twitter, or a lot of you guys are watching us across all the platforms. We got 9,000 of you guys tuning in right now. We'd love to see it, man.
I can't
Thanks
believe
for
we
being
just
here.
sent over the Jags and the Rams for this horrible game for London. I feel bad for them.
Hey, give me Rams. Come on now. Let's go.
That's a home game for the Jags.
Jags.
I know.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. How many times have they?
Just leave him over there.
Every year, man. Every year.
Just
They
leave him
just
over
like
there.
slowly get like 5 fans a year.
Yeah.
Can we start having the discussion now that Trevor Lawrence is actually not a good quarterback? Is that allowed to be had
How
at
about
this point?
mediocre?
He's mediocre. Yes, but he was the
I-
number
you
one
can't
overall
say
pick.
bad.
Like,
There's tons
No.
of teams who would prefer to have him, but
I think
yeah,
sure.
he's not
I
a
wasn't
franchise.
I wasn't
Is this,
watching the game, but I heard that Brian Thomas was looks like he's like scared to get hit, like he's got the yips or something. And I don't know if that's true, but there's been a lot of, I mean, Trevor Lawrence is ripping the ball, and these guys are either not catching it or he's going bad throws. Like I said, I'm not watching the game, but these guys. I know De'Ami Brown just tore his ACL, right?
Oh, did he really?
Yeah.
Oh no. See, this is what happens when we do the show during the game. I have no idea what's going on in this game.
I don't either. I'm just following shit on Twitter that like I'm seeing pop up. Like, anyway.
All I'm saying is this total is looking like Meemaw left the back door wide open.
Did you take
The Rams are gonna score another touchdown?
They're
Third
on
and
the
goal,
fucking
man. Right
5,
there.
dude. Like that's
So what do you-
that's
how many-
2-yard line.
how
it's
many points do you
44. The total was 44.
What do they have now?
If they score a touchdown, it'll be 35-7, 42.
Oh, and then then you would just need the
And then you got
Yeah.
4 minutes for the Jags.
yeah, third and goal.
Yeah.
Can we get
Wow.
five touchdown passes? That would be for Matthew Stafford if he scores again.
Roughing the
Okay.
passer. They're at the
First
1-yard
and
line now.
goal.
First
First and goal.
I think they just have to score, right? They're not gonna like.
There's 5 minutes left.
Yeah. Oh, they're
So
not going to do some weird
35-7. We'll see if Trevor Lawrence is like the total savior of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like that. How brutal would that be? Too. You're under. If you had the under in that game, you looked golden for about 45 minutes. A little longer than that, right? Like
Ready.
shit. Touchdown.
Yep.
Who scored?
Waiting up to
Quorum.
if it's
or,
any,
It's
if
probably
it,
Quorum.
yeah. If it's anything.
Devontae for 3.
Holy fuck.
Let's go.
Whoa.
Let's go. Well, I mean, they did some horrible shit this game. Can we talk about that? Like, Hay Mumpfield? Who is Hay Mumpfield?
The first
Great question.
touchdown. The first touchdown score was definitely a who moment. for
Yeah,
sure.
that's what. And then you could go even further. Who the hell is Ferguson? Terrence Ferguson. What
Ferguson.
were these odds, dude? What were these odds?
different.
You know what I mean?
Different
Like,
Ferguson. Oh yeah. Imagine taking that other guy first touchdown. You know somebody's going to post a random ass ticket of that guy to score the first touchdown for no reason. All right, guys, let's get out of here. We've been live with you guys for 2 hours talking everything Week 7 for the NFL. This has been the Gridiron Gang. If you enjoyed the show, drop a dub. We appreciate you guys tuning in and hanging out with us. We go live every single Sunday right here on the Betting News Network to get you ready for the NFL slate. We got a little time before the slate too. We've been finishing like right before the slate starts now too. So this is awesome stuff. I'll read the lays that we put together. Go follow everybody you see on the screen on Twitter, and go check us out at bettingnews.com for all the individual plays and all the content we have for free for you guys, for free. We love to see it. All right, sides. Chargers money line, Broncos -6.5, Saints +5.5, and then the under 57.5 in the Commanders Cowboys game. That's 4 legs, about plus 750-ish, depending on where you're shopping. And then touchdowns, tutties. Show us your TDs. Rome Odunze, Michael Pittman, Zach Ertz, and Cortland Sutton to all find the pay dirt. Bing, bong, bang. Great stuff, boys. Donnie, we just read them all off. And you can also go check them out for free at bettingnews.com. Get after it. Go check out all the content we have over there. Go read our staff article. That's where you'll find the real vibes. Good stuff, boys. Anybody got anything they want to say before we hop up on out of here?
We're cashing the TD late today.
yep.
ASU,
my full card of
baby.
bets. My full
ASU,
card of bets
baby.
on my Twitter.
Yeah,
do you say?
Trizzy posted his stuff today. So go check out his
Yeah,
Twitter to see
I
all
actually-
of his sides.
Yeah,
Oh, wait, I
I
didn't even
actually.
All right.
We love to see you guys. Thanks for tuning in. You guys came for the winners and you stayed for the vibes. As V said, if we hit our touchdown lay, Sook is not invited back.
No.
I'm just kidding. We missed Sook today. We'll have him back next week. We appreciate you guys. Have a fantastic day. Enjoy the football. We will catch you on the next one. Take it easy, chat. Peace.
What you know about rolling down in the down in the
Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here.
about rolling.
What you gonna do?
Rolling.
What you gonna do, man?
Down in the rolling.
What you gonna do? Right, y'all be loving this shit.
What you know about